All right, welcome back from the desk below, man. The gentleman I have in front of me, man, the growth that an artist can go through within a year, it's really something to see, man. Because man, I remember discovering this gentleman in front of me with his Nimbus project, and to see like him release multiple projects after that, man, yo, just to get better with the skills. So yo, we gonna start off by saying East Toronto's finest, Scarborough's finest, man. One of the best from Toronto, man. Because man, if you ain't heard of Asun Eastwood, man, you are sleeping, man. Man, Toma, man, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm beautiful. I'm in the most beautiful vibrations. I feel great, man. Thank you, Lo, for having me again.
Hey, man. I was waiting for the right time. I seen that you had a busy 2020. I seen that the top you and Vago released Suicide. It was called.
That's correct. That's correct.
And I seen that you did a very in-depth interview with Money Miz and Lukie Cage on that album, man. And I was gonna say, man, like I never knew like there was so much like back history with you with that interview that I actually learned from there, man. Man, like from your babysitter pouring soup on your back, man. I was like, wow, man. I kind of wish I asked him these questions. So, so when you're coming into your artistry, and I noticed with you're telling your story. You also talk your shit, but mostly you tell your story, and I think that's why a lot of these fans of the underground gravitate towards your sound because they're like, man, like I actually went through that, or like you're very family orientated too. Like I noticed, like in the school science, you talked about the struggles that your mom had in one of the songs. I was like, damn, like that's really heartfelt. So when you're telling your story, is it hard to like get that personal, or is it really easy because like this is something that you always wanted to do?
For me, it's actually just supernatural. If you met me on before music, if you know me behind music, I'm just that person. Like that's something I almost have to control. I talk about. I wear my heart on my sleeve, right? That's my natural instinct.
And I will tell you my story. I think I like comfort. I like people feeling comfortable, right? And I think a lot of times, especially with my brothers, when it comes to systemic issues that people go through, especially my black brothers, we have our guard up, right? And I want to let people know that I've come from the same place and I've had my guard up too, but now they're down. So now I put the feeling on you. I'm sharing so much. And even though if you're new around me, I'm going to share still, but maybe not to the point where I can share. But I'm going to share to let you out so your comfort zone is easy. So with music, me sharing my story, it's like, yo, people really that really listen, they really feel a connection.
Yeah.
And now those same people coming like yourself, they'll come to my DM and say, yo, I went through something in that song. I'm like, yo, and I'm gonna build right back with you. So my music isn't separate to who I am. So that it even catches them by surprise. Like, yo, you're really talking to me? That I'll get that. I'll be like, yeah, I'm just like you. You know what I mean? I come from the same place. I just worked at my craft to get it to a point where I feel it's elite, and I think that the other elite people might not give you that feeling. And now that the thing's growing now, I can't really talk to everyone like I want to, but like those first initial people that have been riding with me, you're gonna have that bond with me for a long time, as long as you really want it, as long as I got the time.
I like that because you know your audience too, and like for a newcomer that like their discovery, it's like wow, like this guy is like really intelligent with his lyrics because like I like how like one of your best. We'll get into this after. We're gonna talk about a lot of songs off. Let me talk my shit and let you talk your shit. But one of the songs that is like that is Seventh Society. Like the way that you talk about like the systematic racism and what black people go through, and it's like for an average because I'm Native American, but for like an average white person who wouldn't know anything about that, and they listen to it and they get educated about it. Like I got some of the lyrics down for that. So when that time comes, oh my god,
Let's
it's
do
one
it.
of your best
Let's
verses.
do it. Let's do it.
So before we get into let me talk your shit, because I noticed like I always pay attention to my past guests. Like every interview they do, I'm gonna go listen because I'm a genuinely fan. So what I noticed about you, man, they were talking Danielson, Future Wave about bite bullets, and I was like, man, yo, like gotta get Asun's opinion on this. And there was like no other platforms that brought this. Like they brought it up, but they didn't really like talk about like the in depth of it, like how I wanted to know, and there's other people that probably want to know. So, Physics of Filth. We talked about that during our last interview. If y'all want to check that out, just it'll be in this interview at the end. So just watch it all the way to the end. So, Bite the Bullet, man. This is like the continuation of like a super group within the making, because you guys don't have an official group name. You guys go by Danielson, Asun Eastwood, and Future Wave. But man, yo, when you guys released that Bite the Bullet, yo, man, I was like, whew. So, tell me about the making of this album and the rollout leading up to the release of it.
I think we made. It's funny because between me, Danielson, and Future Wave, this is what I think where we get along, where we connect the most. Our work ethic is undeniable.
Facts.
Like when we want the fun part and the easiest part is recording the music.
Okay.
Like it's just literally like, so we used to go to the pressure cooker, the pressure cooker out there, and we used to go record on the spot. But due to certain things, the pressure cooker got shut down, so I kind of work. Those brothers live in the West, so I'd always go out there to accommodate that. That's easy. So Finn Studio is also in the West.
Okay.
But a lot of times things don't work out, and especially, we get so busy that now I have my studio I work out at Merciless is right in the East. It's literally fucking 56 wheel turns away from my crib. so that's easy. Like I could call Merciless like, yo, I wrote something on the road. I'm coming in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Pause. And then so after that, boom. Future Wave is sending Danielson beats, sending me beats. We probably recorded maybe 20 joints.
Oh wow.
But we're so picky, and those other 20 joints are hard. And we're so picky that we just wanted the best ones. And then we find ourselves getting in a new wave, like another groove. It's like, yo, let's just do 5 more. Let's just do 5 more. And it's like, so like the batch you got is pretty much, on Bite the Bullet, is pretty much the most recent of all the shit. Like Future Wave has, so Future Wave now could say, yo, I'm doing a project with Riggs, and say, Riggs, like I got this one verse with Asun on it that we did for Bite the Bullet, but we didn't use it. And if you want an Asun feature, boom, like that opportunity is there. So it's like these type of things can happen. So with that being said, we work easily. The business part now is what takes long. If there was no business involved, you guys would have 40 albums a year. Like 100. Like I'm sitting on 10 albums right now.
Oh, don't worry. We talked about that. I think I know a few.
We'll get there for sure. So now the business, we got Sep to do the cover work, art cover. The album cover is beautiful. Sep is one talented brother. He did like a redoing of There Is a Dark Side and from Redman, and we didn't even ask for that. I didn't ask for that. I don't know if Future Wave particularly asked for that, because Future Wave pretty much did that talking, and that was beautiful. And we're all fans of Redman, so it fit the narrative, and even like the towers in the back, like the cable towers in the back, like that's so Scarborough. Like if you know Scarborough and like you go South Scarborough, like that's what Scarborough looks like. Like, you know, outside of that would be houses, lines of houses, lines of friggin' communities, lines of townhouses, lines of co-op, and then in the middle is just all these little towers, you know? So when I look at it, I'm like, yo, this feels like a place in Scarborough where a guy's head is getting smashed with bullets. You know what I mean? So it's like, that fits so beautifully. And then after, like, just rolling out with product, because at the point where Bite the Bullet hit, Danielson is just already skyrocketing.
Oh, yeah.
This was really my push to, like, get to another level as well, because my craft had gone to another level on this album. So it was like, yo, let's take time. Let's move some merch, because we have the power to now. It's not going to be a waste of money. Whereas, you know, a lot of things like people use these entities like Printful, and in this day and age, you really don't have to sit on stock, right? So you can do things made to order. So you take the risk element out. But because our power is there now, we can get stock. So now when you get stock, you get the quality you want. So now we can order things and test, like, okay, this is the quality we want. Let's do this amount. Let's do this amount. So knowing that it was a easy win, and then we had the Sokoju was the first release.
Yeah, that joint is hard body right there.
We did a shirt for Sokoju and also done by Sep. So we're like, yo, let's just take our time and go with the flow, because also Danielson has mad releases. I have mad releases. We have mad singles coming out. Yeah. We're watching the field of like how much people are dropping shit. It's like, yo, we'll know when it's perfect and we can draw it all out when that time comes. So what we did, we just sat. We could have released that shit. Our aim was to release it like March, April, because we were supposed to do Family Affair, and Family Affair was when we were gonna. That was March 9th. We were supposed to release the merch of Sokoju on March 9th, and then tell people that Bite the Bullet is coming in like a month. So April was our goal, and we didn't really release it to what, August, September.
Yeah, because the whole COVID, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so like that's how like we chose that basically, and we added more business and more game, because at the end of the day, as much work we've put in, we're still new, right? And we're still new to the business, and we're acquiring new fans. So with that comes refining. The process becomes more refined and more learning and more risks and more chances. Let's see if this works. Just like in Let Me Talk My Shit, I did commercials. I did Let Me Bring the People In, and we did like I might be jumping ahead.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, Let Me Talk My Shit. Now I refine more. I said, all right, let's do a little commercial. My dude Fury's like, why don't we try this cartoon thing? All right, yo, we can't go outside. Let me do the listening party online, and that was very successful. We didn't know what these things would do, and they kind of worked out. So now when we go forward, we're gonna use some of those things and even make them better. And this whole thing is when you love it, and this is where I'm gonna even go more ahead. This is where I look at the young boys that are in that genre of like trap music. You know what I mean? If they apply something tangible, we have tangible elements. You can buy something. These young boys have streaming.
Yeah.
That's not tangible. Right now, I have a book. My accountant, listen, young boys, my accountant goes and opens up. This is what I sold. This is what I spent. This is what it is. Right? Now, if a label approaches me, which is not my goal, by the way.
Yeah.
But the young boys that are counting on streams, there's a label that's going to come. All the label's going to see is streaming. And that number is manipulated anyway. So they can take advantage of you if they want to. So they could tell you only have 10,000 streams and you got 1 million streams. How do you know? You don't control the platform that's fucking DistroKid or Spotify or TuneCore. You don't control these platforms. But what I do control is the physical things that people buy from my website, and I sell it and I send it to them. That's marked, that's in my ledger, that's there. So now, if a label does approach me, they say, all right, I want to invest in you, Ace. I want to partner with you, because that's the only thing they could do with me at this time. I want to partner with you, and I'm willing to give you 20,000. Well, nah, that's for one album. Well, nah, that's not enough, because I put 20,000 up myself, and I make that back, plus more. So that's not enough for one project. So when I see that type of shit, I realize that I have worth, physical worth. And if you don't have physical worth, you have nothing to offer to rebuttal them, right? So regardless of what my goals are, if you're going for a label deal, you better have something to show, because they're gonna rape you. Because what are they coming to me for? If you're coming to talk business to me, why? I'm worth something, right? So now I can show I know what I'm worth. These kids don't know what they're worth. And when I say kids, I'm not talking about age, because there's kids that are fucking 48. There's kids that are 58. And there's grown, smart men that understand, that are 21. Because I meet them. I'm working with some of them that have taught me stuff. So when I talk about kids and youth, I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about mentality.
Yeah, mentality.
Mm-hmm.
When you were saying about having your accountant book, and actually having like sales and records of your sales and of your physical merch too. I think that's the rarity to have now too, because if you do partner with these labels, you have something showing like I sold this from this day to this day. Now, if you want to invest 20 grand in me, how is it going to benefit both of us? Instead of you trying to build up them, they got to also build up you.
Exactly. I actually have a plan for when that time does come. Like I'm already, and salute to Cardinal Official.
Oh yeah.
He actually
legend.
He's spoke to us one day, and he gave us game. He spoke for he took hours out of his day, and he spoke to both me and Danielson, and he gave us game upon game, and it brought me to realization even more. It's something I already knew, but in a certain ways, but it made it clear for me coming from someone that's been a part of the industry. And it made me know what I want. And I know what I want and how I'm going to get it. So when it comes to labels, I know exactly, I'm prepared to deal with labels when they come. I'm actually prepared to deal with even distributing labels. I'm prepared for that. I have a plan. You know what I mean? And sometimes in a plan, people look at dollars as only thing that's valuable. But sometimes there's no dollars involved in value. You know what I mean? Sometimes that value is just relationships. Sometimes that value is trust. Sometimes that value is for the new kids, clout. But like clout is such a negative term now that like people are misconstruing what the real word is, and when you have clout, you actually could do anything with it. So why wouldn't you, if you know someone that has the clout and they can do it, getting clout for doing something viral is wrong.
Yeah.
So getting clout for viral that's out of your nature, that's wrong. Out of your character, that's wrong. But why not mess with Cardinal, who has clout? You know what I mean? Who has clout in the business? Because my reputation is clout. So if my reputation and who I am goes to Cardinal and Cardinal sees it, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to tell all the people he's in business with, like, yo, when they ask, like, yo, is Asun cool? Can I do business with him? Hell yeah. I talk to him. So that's clout, right? So, I'm just ready for it all. And I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I feel super prepared.
And, like, to even, like everybody in Canada, like, the dude Cardinal Official is like a legend. The dude like
Absolutely.
has accolades on accolades. So like for you, Danielson and Future Wave to have a record with him, that must also mean a lot because like the Canadian is like because like it's not Drake, but for Cardinal Official though on these kind of beats and it's kind of late. It's like ooh yo, like we were waiting for something like this.
It's almost hot. Like no disrespect to Drake, but it's higher than Drake.
Yeah.
And I say this because because we come from a place of the ground. Drake has always been in the industry. If you really think about it, he's been an actor, right? His father knows the industry, so he's coming from a position of power and understanding. Me and Danielson and Future Wave aren't coming from that place. We just know what we hear and what we get information from people, right? That we know on our level. So to have someone come down to our level as far as business in this music industry and tell us for real, okay, this is what you're thinking, this is really what's happening, or nah, it's not quite like what you're thinking there, or it's not, for him to come here, he is Canada's Jay-Z. And I hate to say that because when people say, I'll say that right now, and people are like, no way, like,
no, I can see that. I can see
Jay-Z, they're looking at financial, right? And Cardi definitely has financial, maybe not as much as Jay-Z, but the power within the network he has is pretty much the same as Jay-Z. So we're talking apples and oranges. No, we're talking green apples and red apples. That's what we're talking. That's a difference. There's still apples.
And I can see that too because like you don't have to have like wealth to be rich. You can be rich in the mind too, and like able to help and like to hear like what you just said. Now.
That's where it starts. Yeah. That's where it starts. It's a mind first. You can't attain richness, wealth, and material, which is already fake anyway, without this first. Exactly. And if you do obtain that without this, Rich, you're gonna lose it just as fast as you obtained it.
And they also said now too, there's $1 million worth of game in your brain. You have to figure out how to get it out.
For sure.
Seen that quote on Instagram actually, but for you to like I said to for like Cardinal official now too, like so you guys actually met with him like in person, not like over Zoom or Skype, or was it over Zoom and Skype?
No, it was over because it's COVID time, right? So it's been over Zoom. But like it was just a personal Zoom. Like I think I had to shoot a video that day. I shot shots fired that day, and we had the meeting at 3:00, and I was like, I didn't have to leave to go to the video for shots fired till like 8:00. And so I was like, oh, I got lots of time. And we're on the Zoom call till 8:00. Like I was like, oh shit, I have to get out of here. Like I didn't expect us. It was such a crazy in-depth conversation that led now to that kind of open up the doors. So now, I can hit him up freely. Like, yo, here's my number. There's like, again, I said the trust now. The guards aren't up like that now. Yeah. So now it's like, yo, Cardi, what do you think about this? I said let me talk my shit. What do you think about this? And he's giving me opinions, and it was amazing feedback. Like I couldn't believe. I'm looking at my wife and like, yo, Cardi fucks with this like this. Like
when you're coming in like after Bite the Bullet, man, because like you guys got this like incredible feedback from this record that nobody expected to see. Like I didn't expect to see this feedback from it. I'm like, man, like. Because it really pushed you guys into a whole nother light. Because we were in this underground renaissance, and when that Bite the Bullet came out, you guys went from like here to here.
Yeah.
Because I seen you guys on all the blogs, the projects, and the way that you guys have chemistry with the Cloth. Like I love when BBM and the Cloth collaborate. Like, and when I heard that you and Mav got a project together that has to be released, I was like, yo. So when I heard that Seventh Society track, that's when I knew like you two had something like that needed the world to hear. So when you're creating Let Me Talk My Shit, I want to talk about like, before we get into that, like I see you connecting with legends, like not only Cardinal, but man, I seen this guy post your albums, man. This guy always showed you mad love, man. And I was like, man, yo, Asun is messing with Dankery Harvey from Frank and Dink. I was like, yo, like, how did you get in contact with him?
So Dankery Harvey, it's funny because I think we naturally just linked on Instagram. You see, energy is universal, and I think this plan. Some people don't believe in. We have freedom of choice. We have freedom of will. We have freedom to make our own decisions. But also, there's things in your path. If you choose to go away from it, you choose to go away from it. But sometimes you naturally just connect. So Dankery Harvey is someone that I always heard. He Detroit, right? So it's like close. He's always out here, and
that's really close.
Yeah, really close to Toronto, and he's always out here. Early in his career, they did a lot of promoting here, like Frank and Dank, right, with Dilla and all that type of stuff. So I followed him. He followed me back like early before I knew anything. And then Wiz, what happened after we made this album, Wiz told me that he knows Dankery talks about you. Dank talks about you in a fucking amazing light. He likes what you're doing. I'm like, word? So now here we go with guards again. My guard comes down now. I can reach out and say peace, talk a little bit more in the comments, and he's like, yo, in the DMs, he's like, yo, you're doing something nasty. I'm like, yo, you've been an inspiration over there. You know what I mean? So now then I'm going to take you even deeper. So as we go now I have my brother Spins, DJ Spins, out in Cali, right? And Spins is like a brother with Dankery Harvey, which makes the connection even more because I did work with him that hasn't come out yet. And he's like connecting me with Fat Lip. He's connecting me with Tash from the Alcoholics, from the Licks. He's connected with, so much things is happening that like it's a common man will call it coincidence, but it's meant to be. And
Destiny.
Wiz that produced the album, salute my brother, my tribe member, Wiz. He worked at Universal for like 10 years. He was an intern. And he's been in this game. He knows a lot of people. He knows everyone. And he's just humble. He won't show it. He wanted to come. We developed our relationship off his merit of being a producer, not off his clout, not off his content. So we had the relationship before I knew anything that he can do for me. I just liked his fucking beats. So what I do now is just rap. He raps too, but he put that aside. He's like, I just want to produce, and you rap because I see it in you. And he approached me at the barbershop like, yo, with his guard down, where that too cool shit, I'm a fan. And that's not, if you know Wiz, that's not his lingo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a fan, like, you know, and then he ended up knowing the man that was my best man at my wedding. He grew up with him. They grew up in the same area, a place in Flemo, Thorncliffe.
Okay.
Thorncliffe is a hood out here in Toronto. And my dude was like, yo, you know my dude, you know, Wiz was like, yo, even your best friend will co-sign me. I'm like, what? How does this guy know so much about me? You know what I mean? So it was like, again, no coincidence. It was meant to be. So as we're working and learning each other, I'm learning how much, I'm like, this guy knows a lot, knows people, loves music. I'm not ashamed to say it. Him, Wiz, Fury are music, like you, are music connoisseurs and libraries. They put me on shit that's been out back then too. I know a lot, but those guys, I don't know if you know about Trax, a legendary.
Yes, sir. Out in Toronto, yes, it works
Yeah.
out with Angry Hub.
That's
Yes, sir.
Wiz's older brother, and he would never let you know. That's his older brother.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So there we go. There we go. See, you said what?
See, and that's crazy how, like, because, like, they don't really put it out there until, like...
I don't know if he's going to be mad at me for saying that.
Hey, my bad if you guys are, but damn, yo, people
my
need
bad,
to hear
that's
that.
not your bad. I let that out. But I know you're such a connoisseur that's going to mean something to you. People might not mean to...
Yeah, go, like, right over their head.
Yeah, exactly. But you're a connoisseur. Trax is a big man out there, right?
I never knew. I was like, wow, okay.
That's the connect. That's what we're doing over here. We are Toronto over here. So now you see how Cardi even makes more sense.
Yeah, I do now.
We're doing shows for Socrates, and now you see all these type of things that are coming.
Wow.
Right?
That's a name I ain't heard in a long time.
Right?
Damn.
And this is the thing. Like now, the way I look at it, the pressure I put on myself is like, yo, I remember when Toronto was on the cusp. Before Drake, with those guys, and then Drake came and he kind of blew the waters out. What we needed. That's why I appreciate Drake, because we needed that to get the eyes on it. But and his job is his job. But my job now is to, all right, now these guys that were from that place with that underground, with that nasty feel of hip hop, that they had their commercial shit too. They had their reggae vibes too, which is what underground hip hop has anyway too. But they had all these things, but that underground thing, Drake can rap his ass off.
Oh yeah,
but he doesn't serve this group. And my pressure on our back is to bring that to light now for Canada, not just Toronto, for Canada.
No, that's
because
a
a
fact.
brother like you love that. They all on the West Coast, they love that
Oh
shit.
yeah, and we don't have none of that. Like what you guys are doing out there.
Exactly. So that's our job. So now look what's happening now. I'm going out in the city in pandemic time, which is like ghost town compared to how the city is. I'm walking outside and I'm having people say, my followers is only 5,000 people, but I know how much eyes are on me.
Yeah.
So people, I go outside now. Every time I go outside, go downtown. Someone, hey son, you're outside. Asun Eastwood.
BBM.
Yo, BBM. Yo, they fucking say, or they'll say Toma. They'll always say Toma. They'll say, yo, you make me want to do this. Kids like 22, 23, 24. So that made me say, oh, my job is bigger than just getting money.
Yeah.
And fucking making some music to fill my ego. My job is to carry on what hip hop pure form is. And why I'm linking with people that are hip hop purists that care about the culture, like Wiz, like Future Wave, like Danielson, like Fury, like Merciless, like Trax, they care about. Like there's times where Merciless, we have arguments, debates with Merciless, and we're like, me, Wiz, and Merciless, they'll debate like, yo, because I'm younger, right? I'm younger than those guys. So they'll say Reasonable Doubt or Illmatic, right? while we're shipping all the product, we'll have all this debate. Reasonable Doubt or Illmatic, and I'll be like, yo, Reasonable Doubt. And Wiz, who's older than me too, he'll be like, Reasonable Doubt. But Merciless will expect to get the answer Illmatic from Wiz. Right? And Merce understands me like, yo, okay, you're a hustle, you like the hustle, so I understand you like Reasonable Doubt because you like that shit, but Illmatic, you know?
Yeah.
So these are the type of debates. So now we'll go into place like Wiz will come and be like, yo, did you see the versus battle? Did you see E40 and fucking thing? Merce right away will be like, that's not hip hop. And then Wisdom will be like, what? Like, nah, I didn't say, like, did you see it? It was dope. He's like, okay, call it dope, but don't ever call it hip hop. Like, these guys are all, Merce will get so mad, like, I'll kick you out if you call that hip hop. So it's not, he's like, I understand it, I like it, and that's not the disrespect he's saying. He's saying, just don't call it hip hop, because what he calls hip hop is this pure thing. And I'm with purists, and they love me because I'm a purist at heart. And I'm so raw, and they can, I'm like the clay that they got to mold, that they got me like, oh, now you get to be the mouthpiece of what I wanted to do. So like, they're even, not to say strict, but they'll be like, yo, I like when you did that, because I'm even venturing out, I'm doing I'll try this beat, this little commercially type of beat.
Oh yeah,
like,
I noticed on this track.
Yeah, they'll be like, yo, I like that, but then they'll always grab me and be like, yo, all right, we need to just do this. So, because that's my natural place. And sometimes I feel like I haven't even hit them. I can double time. I can do all that. I could go intricate. But I'm not doing it all the time because it's going over too much heads. So, but I understand there's a crowd that loves that. So I'm saving certain things for certain people, and I'm giving certain things. Now you see where Glow and Toronto Summers have that feel where, okay, there's a crowd for that. And then there's even more commercially where I can get in that trap bag too. I have something for everyone naturally. I'm not forcing those things either. Yeah. Naturally, I'm doing it. So now when you see the whole pot come in, but I'm always going to service that crowd that I come from, service the team that the thing that I made my community out of, that genre. And that's where, I can't wait till they hear that. I can't wait.
Because because like you're very strategic now too, and I think like for a long time it's like what you said now too. When Drake came, he kind of blew things out the water, and he wasn't really like getting into that underground bag that we're in. And for the past like 2 years, man, I really am proud to be Canadian, because when you're coming up, you're like, we don't have like Jay-Z's, we don't have Eminem's, we don't have like none of that in Canada. We have Drake. And that's like, like, so when I see like you, Daniel, Son, and Future Wave, Bozak, Morris, Lord Juco, it's like, it gives me that feeling. It's like, yo, these guys are gonna be like up there in a few years, because everyone has to start somewhere. No one's gonna go straight to the top when they first get there. And it's like, it's restoring the feeling that was needed.
And I'm gonna build on your point, because this is what's clear, and this is what my job is, because I've been reaching out to everybody. I've been putting here we go, this is going to be the theme, putting my guard down. And I've met up with Lord Juco. Me and Lord Juco have a relationship now. Falcon.
Yes, Dante, Falcon Crest.
I haven't communicated too much with Dante yet, but that's a piece, right? And that's going to happen as well. Casino Costa. I'm missing mad people.
Yeah, there's a lot of we like Che Uno.
I've come and I friggin' said, yo, I'm going to talk to you. Yo, let's do work. Because I know that this ego filled. So now, okay, before I move to this point, look at, like you said, we haven't had a Jay-Z. We haven't had a Nas. Think about those brothers' starting points, though. Think about Boot Camp Click. Think about Mobb Deep. Think about Wu-Tang. Didn't all those brothers work together? Yeah. Didn't Big Pun work together? If you think about Wu-Tang as a whole, those are different areas of people working together. They're real single entities. But they said, for the greater good, we're going to go together because we have so much talent. No matter if you hear me, Juco, Danielson, Soze, Snacks, Black, Falcon Outlaw, Dante, who do I miss? I'm missing people. If you hear us all, Che Uno, Raz Fresco.
Oh,
If
yes.
you hear us all on a fucking song, you cannot tell me you're not gonna like one person.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Oh, all of them.
You might hate everyone but one person. So isn't that a win?
Yeah.
Isn't that one person coming in to listen to one person? That's a win, right? So now we build a foundation. So now, not only that, so that's MCs. Now we talk about producers, and we go Sibs, Finn, Wiz, Future Wave. Now, look at now we go. Let's go even further. Video, Mercenary.
Oh yeah.
Finn, right now, and there's even more. Saint, salute Saint. Watch, I got something coming with Saint, with Styles P, and he got a movie. Saint got a movie. Then we come. Mercer's shooting a movie. Finn is shooting a show, and the people that Black Media, that's Ty Black, that Finn works with. There's so many people here that are aligned, and this is my network. I know there's more people out there that I'm not mentioning in Toronto that I'm gonna fuck with. I'm gonna hit them up, but my network alone is a foundation that if Americans had the opportunity here to do that, they would have already used it and made it a thing. So look at Flea Lord. Look at him mobbing up and having his whole team, and they have a team, and they're going under an umbrella. What do people love? Movements, Dipset, Locks. If we fucking get together strong, and then if individually you can go, just kill that ego. Individually you can go. If right now, because Danielson's the one. Right now, everyone says, yo, Danielson is the clear-cut one. This is what my ego will never allow me not to say, all right, we're pushing Danielson shit all day because this is who's going to break the door down for them to listen to us. With Eminem and D12. Eminem was the one. He still kept his brothers over there. He brought D12. Dipset was Cam. What'd he do? Everyone knows Cam. They love Cam initially. What'd he do? Bring Jewels. Bring Jim Jones. Now, after the whole story's told, your favorite might not be Cam anymore. Yeah. Your favorite might be Jim Jones. Your favorite might be Freaky Zeke. Your favorite might be Hell Rel. Your favorite might be J.R. Ryder. Your favorite might be Stack Bundles. Your favorite might be 40 Cal. Your favorite might be Shice Bub. Your favorite might be. Do you see how deep it goes?
Yeah.
And that's how deep everyone's eating. Everyone has a foundation after that. But people want to jump the gun and go, if someone says, yo, Cypher Soze is the one right now. We want Cypher, if the label comes or even the product is moving, because Soze, we're pushing Soze. Soze is the one. Raspy, that's another dude that people don't know about yet. Raspy's, he's Richie Raspy, bruh. This shit is so deep. We have everything, and we're confident now because numbers are getting put on the board.
Yeah.
And just like you said, you're proud of Canadians. We're proud to be proud. We're here. I had a tweet where I said, yo, I used to be mad that because my sister, Jessie, salute Jessie, my older sister, she's fucking lives in New York, right? And she grew up in New York with her mom. And I used to always be like, yo, most Belizean people, because I'm Belizean background, most Belizean people migrated either to California, Los Angeles in particular, Texas, Houston and Dallas in particular, and New York City, which is all the boroughs, right? Oh, yeah. My sister's in Queens. And I always used to be like, why the fuck did you come to Canada? But she happened to be born here, so she really didn't have a choice. But I was like, yo, if I was in New York, I would have already blew up. I would have had this. When I was like really young, like 20. Because I know I used to visit there. I used to go to Florida. We have a big community in Florida too. Go to Florida and be like, yo, like, oh man, I wish I lived here. But now I realize I have more resources here than I would have had there. I don't know what type of piece of shit I would have been out there. But here, I'm the piece of shit that smells good still. so we're with other pieces of shit that smell good too. And we're just fertilizing with that shit. We fertilizing mad fucking flowers right now. And they're growing. And we haven't even bore fruit from them really yet. They're just growing. We're just seeing some stems come out of the ground. And shit is fucking beautiful.
It's like
right
that saying I also seen, you really gotta trust the seed you manifest.
Yes. I missed another part. We also got brothers like King Lo leading the way in the podcast game. Man. Look, if you think about the podcast, we got Crush a Lot, we got you, we got the Fuck You Mean, Ben and all those dudes. And then we got, I like my dude Bridging the Generations over by
Oh, I like that show too.
yeah, and then boom. So you're one Canadian of all these Americans that are leading the way. So this is a resource we have as well. We have to take our resources, just like America comes to for water and steel. We're not Trudeau though. We're not giving it up for nothing. Now we're gonna use it to our advantage. That's how we have to think. That's exactly how we have to think. Just powerful moves, man. And I see you, Lo. You deserve your flowers too, man.
Man,
Get
hey
those
man,
flowers.
I'm just doing my purpose, man. Because
And
everyone.
from when you started to where you are, look at that. Beautiful, man. I love it.
Hey man, I'm just glad that you were a part of it, man. That 2019 run, man. I don't think I could ever top that. 3 episodes a week, man. Every week, man. I had you and Planet Asia in the same week. Like that was
Fucking crazy. I see that. And that you know what that does? Because Planet Asia is gonna look at it and he's gonna be like, "Oh, who's these other people?" So you're opening a door for me.
Yo, he did because you know why? Because he never heard of Jamal Gasol, and after that he started fucking up Jamal Gasol.
These are what you're. This is the power that these do. The fucking all these guys crush a lot. They're spreading the gospel. You think if I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but anything just to give a thing. If someone didn't record it, someone recorded this, and people need to spread it. So the pastors, the preachers, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't work without the people spreading it. So your talent is spreading it and asking the question. So you're logging it, you're documenting it, you're spreading it. You're a fucking wise man. That's like a wise man in the village. Like you're one of the people that mattered to make this thing work. Big time. Big time.
But when you're a fan though, man, you just love it, man. Like I can.
And now we call fan. I call it supporters.
Oh,
when
yes,
you're a supporter, look, that's faith. So now we can keep it religion. That's faith. So if those people that are documenting, writing it, and spreading it didn't have faith, they wouldn't do that. So you believe in what we say because it resonates with you. You believe in our talent because it resonates with you. So it all goes hand in hand. We can interchange. We can interchange how much I appreciate you and you appreciate me. It's all gonna work all together. You know what I mean?
Because like even like when growing up, man, I used to always hang around the older gents, man. And then when I hear like your music, it's like damn, it takes me back to that time when I'm being schooled by them. It's like I learn. I like to say that I learn from your solo work now too, because it really puts me on to a lot of things that we may have been blind to now. See, I know there's systematic racism. I know that though. But like for some of the people who I talk to who don't know nothing about that, like you know what? You like Wu-Tang? You understand what they're talking about? I want you to listen to Let Me Talk My Shit. I want you to listen to Seventh Society, and I want you to dissect his first verse, and I want you to come back and tell me how that made you feel. So we're gonna get into this right now.
Let's get into it.
So man, yo, let me talk my shit, man. You were definitely talking your shit on this album.
Let me talk my shit. Let's go.
So this was 2 years in the making, from my understanding. Because I remember seeing a post for the lead single "Disposal," and it didn't have Estinak. Because I remember there was a track like that, and I'm like, man, I wonder if this is the same one. When I went back, it had Estinak on it. So how did this come together? Like the 2 year process.
So, like I said, the barbershop meetup. So that was probably 3 years ago, and the first thing he sent me was "Disposal," and I recorded that like pretty much right away, and I sent it. It was how I know the marker is. We were with Knack and Davino at the show that we did in Brooklyn. So this is a few years ago. And I know I sent it to Knack because we were just building, right? So I pretty much came back home after that show, hit the barbershop, met Wiz. Wiz sends me this. I hit the studio. I record it, I send it to Knack right away, and I send it to Mercenary. And Mercenary's like, let's shoot a video. So I shoot the video right away, but then Knack sent me the verse like 2 days after that. So I really had Knack's verse right away. So what we're going to do was just put it out. I was like, maybe we run into Knack and we do another joint, or we flip the beat and do whatever. We didn't know what we were going to do. So, but I wanted to release it right away. So I released it, and as we're building now, I don't know what we're gonna do. There was no plans for an album. It was just like, let's vibe out. And now every now and then he's sending me beats. I'm recording here and there. And then really what happened, because even though Disposal was 3 years ago, then Shots Fired was right after the show. Then we had like Sprinkle Fashion was around the time of Disposal.
Oh.
So we had those three pretty much right away as the old joints. Those were the three old joints. Again, I record a lot, so there's probably like 4 or 5 that are just in the cut too that we didn't put on the album. And then after that, now we hit COVID times. And that's when we got into the body of it. So Seven Society. So COVID really just made me sit my ass down and look at everything. I went on a recording spree. I probably recorded at least since March, probably 200 plus songs.
Yeah, because you even say it in the album, Quarantine Got My Mind Ready Recording.
Yeah, 200 plus, easy. Damn. Easy. And I might be just lowering myself because I want it to sound realistic, but it wasn't really realistic. Because Merciless is just like, yo, you're a fucking animal. I don't know who you are. I don't understand this. This is crazy. And this is beside, like, I have mad features coming out everywhere. It's crazy. So
on
anyway,
top of the already mad features you already have.
Yeah, on top of that. So it's like, boom. So what COVID Family Affair was really the week when they put the pandemic rules into place. So Family Affair, the show that Ben and those brothers, Riggs,
this
and
was
Daniel,
supposed to be a legendary show for, because like this show came up on my like couple times. So for the people who don't know, Family Affair was supposed to be Danielson, Riggs, Mooch, Asun Eastwood, Esty Knack, Ali. Those were supposed to be
Mav, Mooch, Al Divino, Rome Streets, Esty Knack, Rob Gates, RLX. Ooh. I'm looking at the poster right now. That's what I'm looking up. I'm looking at it. Wino Willie was gonna do the sounds, and Miz and Lukey Cage were like gonna be hosts. Like this was gonna be huge.
Yeah, because there's people coming from like there's Ty Ferris coming in just for the Rome Street set too. So like
Ty Ferris, yeah, we're gonna do like a freestyle at the weed shop because there's like a weed sponsorship, and who Dave Pro did the friggin' poster. I gotta give him. I want to give everyone their flowers. So that was like what we're gearing up for. So my mind, although I was recording a lot in those times, I had no organization. So the beauty of what quarantine did was fucking sit my busy ass down, pause, and fucking analyze everything. And one of the things I took into analyzation was what I did with Wiz. And Wiz too. Wiz is a fucking tough guy, gangster. I say that sarcastically, but he ain't no joke. But Wiz fucking on my what are we doing, Ace? What are we annoying? Before I knew it wasn't annoying that he had a purpose. It was annoying. And I'm like, yo, Wiz, let's knock this shit out, man. So everything else outside of those 3 songs is in quarantine. Everything else is fresh. Exactly. So Seven Society, I actually sent 7. So I sent 7. I'll tell you the story of Seven Society. Seven Society, I did it. And I was like, oh my God, they had the Farrakhan speech at the start. And I did it. And I was like, yo, this is fucking fire. I knew exactly who I wanted right away. And that was Raz and Math. Right? Raz being God Body himself. Yeah. I needed that already. I'm not Nation. I'm not that. But I have Uncle Doe is Nation. Fury. All those brothers are absolutely in that shit. So when I talk, I'm not talking loosely. Those brothers are my teachers. I'm learning still. I'm not saying I won't be Nation. I'm not saying I will be. I'm just learning. Yeah. You know? FOY, Fruits of Islam, all that stuff. I'm learning out. I'm reading. That's what quarantine did for me too. So I said Raz, Mav, and I said, you know what? I'm hitting up Cardi because I saw Cardinal doing so much stuff with the community. I'm like, yo, I don't know. And I hit him up. This is before we had our meeting and everything, before we really had the relationship. But my dude Jones, salute Cam. Those dudes really, really made Cardi happen. Those are my dudes I grew up with. They made Cardi happen for us. But they're telling Cardi about us the whole time, but Cardi didn't get it until he had to get it himself. So Cardi had to come around himself. So when it was time for him to hear it, he heard it. So I'm sending Jones, I'm sending Cardi. Even though I sent it to Cardi, I'm sending it through Jones. Like, Jones, try and talk to him about this track. But I'm joking with Cardi. I'm like, yo, this might be a little bit too. I know you got in the commercial side. This might be a little too much of that shit that maybe, you can't come there. I was joking though, but it probably was though. But anyway, so I called Raz, and I remember clearly. I got out the studio, and I'm like, yo, I need to go to the liquor store. I went to the liquor store, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? There's a lineup out here? And that's like, I've never seen that. That was my first real, whoa, this shit is real, right? So everyone's lined up 3 feet, 3, whatever the rules is. And I'm like, yo, we're standing there. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And everyone has this nervous feeling. I'm like, yo, let me just call Raz and make this call right now. So I'm in the line. I'm like, yo, Raz, I sent you some shit. Peep it. Raz like, yo, this is crazy. Yo, who the fuck made this beat? Yo, I had this sample and I didn't chop it like this. And I'm mad because I probably was going to chop it like this. I just didn't get there yet. Yo, I want this song for my shit. I'm like, yo, I can't do that. Like, this is my shit, He's like, all right, I'm definitely going in. I'm telling Raz, I'm like, yo, between me and you, I sent it to Cardi. I hope he gets on it. So I'm using that little thing just to inspire it more, So to get that level, especially, even if Cardi doesn't come on, pause. And then friggin', I hit Mav, my dude, my fucking brother. Mad love to Mav because honestly, there's certain people that you meet in the world and you didn't grow up with them, but you felt like you did.
Yeah.
And you share the same energy and you share the same passion and you share the same uniqueness of being the person to speak all the time and put out love and not always get it back and being fine with that. And we have that same energy and, we're both married and we're both we're unique and we're both animals at the same time. And we the marriage has to help us not be animals, cause that animal is fucking trying to get out all the time and it gets out at the right time. So Mav, I just knew when I sent it to Mav, I didn't have to give him no qualifications. And not that I had to do it with Raz, but I just wanted to excite him a little bit, pause. But with Mav, it was like, yo, someone might get on it. I still kind of told him, but I didn't tell him who.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, he's like, yo, I got you. And then Mav sent me the verse with, he's like, when he sent it back to me, it was like, he sent it his first. And I was like, and me and Mav have this rapport. Mav will send me stuff for features, and I'm probably back in a week, and he does the same thing back to me. Like, the rapport is just so similar. So Mav sends it back, and I'm hearing the ad-libs, and I'm like, yo, what's happening? How is the ad-lib? Like, they sound louder, but, like, he's saying something to ad-libs, and then I have the cheat code because I have his stems, so I'm just playing the ad-lib, right? No, I didn't do that yet. Then Mav's like, yo, did you hear the ad-libs? I'm like, yo, I know I heard something. And he's like, yo, just listen again. So I have the cheat code, and I fucking listen to just the stems of the ad-libs. And I'm like, yo, oh my God, this guy gave me a poem in the fucking ad-libs. Yeah. So you gave me 2 verses in one. I never even heard of shit like this in my life. And his style is so like reserved at times. Like it's like reserved. It's still, I wouldn't even say reserved. It's still. So it's like, even though he's coming from here, he's coming from his soul, it's still calm. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why still is a better word than reserve. And that his empty parts where an ad-lib can go, he used more words. Bruh, like, I never heard of this shit before.
And that's like, so that's like elite level rhyming right there.
Elite. And I'm like, nigga, you could have did this shit. This is something that, like, this is something I think about but would never do. But I know other people will think about it and be like, I'm not going to use this for this guy's feature. I'm going to use this for my own shit.
Yeah.
And this is the type of shit that I think about. Like, if I do something like that on someone's shit, I'm not going to remove myself from it. I'm like, yo, they just got a gift, Yeah. And I hope they know they got a gift. And that's what he did for us. So I say all that to say, thank you for the gift, Mav, because that shit was beautiful. And then I when I putting it together, I'm trying to tell Mans, like, yo, how about we make this the hook? Let's take his ad-libs and just put his ad-libs together and make it the hook. And They're like, yo, you're being corny.
Oh.
So you see that feeling? That's how I had. And then they showed me how corny I was. And because I tried to do good work. It took away from them. I was like, yo, yeah, I'm corny. But like, I was so excited because it was a sick idea, but it wouldn't work properly. And then have him do it. But like, I was so excited by what he did. I'm like, yo, this is a perfect fucking blend. And it's dope because he's actually, I don't know his religious beliefs.
Yeah,
But like Seven Society obviously is God's society, right? Seven in Supreme Mathematics is God and God's society. And we made it track 7 as well. So it's funny because people will hit me up and be like, yo, that society song? Because I think they're confused by the 7 because it's actually track 7 as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're one of the first people I've heard that said 7 Society, right? Because in the track listing, it's track 7. So
I didn't even notice it in the track. I was just listening to it. I'm like, what's this song called? 7 Society.
See? You actually just called it 7 Society. People just say Society. And I know that it went over their head automatically. So God Society. So I had to get a God body brother in Raz. And I knew Mav comes from me where we're like learned individuals. We kind of know all the religious stances.
Yeah.
As a general level, and regardless of our beliefs, we believe what systemically is happening. And Mav is standing out there in Rochester, bringing his kids out there to
rallies and
like, yeah, Mav is. This is where me and Mav are like. I can go and talk to the MP. I could go knock that door, and say, "Yo, what the fuck is popping?" And Mav can go and talk to their mayor or whatever, or someone that's in their friggin' political side, because we are so complex. When you can't box a man, you're dangerous.
Yeah.
When you say, yo, I won't mess with him on a street level, I won't mess with him on a political level, and I won't mess with him on a conscious level because I don't know. He's proven that he can do this and he's proven he could do this. Everyone's too cool factor and guard up factor make them, yo, man, like dumb is cool. Like, I'm only gangster. Everything I do is gangster. Like, nah, that's not reality. I seen you, nigga. I've met you. You're not gangster all the time. Like, you're laughing, you're smiling. Like,
yeah, you're not hard 24/7.
Yeah, calm down. And that's gonna be to your death because you can't keep that act up forever. You can't. And the ones that try are in jail or are dead. Period.
And like even like with like 7 Society now too, like I have some of the lyrics written down too that were like they really hit, like because like I was like wow, like because as a rapper and an artist, like you could be like bang shoot 'em up, but like this is what I like about you. You use your platform to raise awareness, like with lyrics like I'm talking tears of joy. We want shares and soil. We want land to repair our turmoil. Let us govern ourselves. Defund the whole government. Scum set up slums, the same ones we suffer in. Every time we rise, the pain comes. Had enough of it. When the rain comes, we drink from it, not run from it.
Don't run from it.
Can't umbrella our pride. We benevolent it wise. We repel any devil disguise. We both God 7 Society high till we get our dynasty. Till we get back our dynasty. And I was like, man, like for like I kind of butchered the end, but like but when you hear a verse like that, it's like this is how music should be made. This is how it should be made. Not like I'm gonna sell bricks on bricks on bricks. You're raising awareness.
Word. Look. Even, and this is why the killer, the drug seller, the drug user, I got what's coming, man. Look, all those things are not to be neglected because that's also systemic. And I felt into those boxes as well. Look, those are tools. So when you understand that was a tool to get me to a place out of it, nothing you can do forever. You can't do the same thing forever, regardless of what it is. And this is why our favorite rappers stop rapping, because that's what they can't do that forever. They might come and dabble because they like it, but they can't do it forever. Nori, he's gonna do podcasts. Joe Budden's gonna do podcasts. Fucking, you see people grow, and everyone wants to keep you the same way because that's where they enjoyed you, because that's where their time was.
Yeah.
But the facts is, I'm not gonna ridicule the man. I love the man that sold his weight for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not for that. So if now I'm rapping, you're gonna get some of that, But that's me turning the clock back to like, oh, this beat kind of reminds me of that time.
Yeah, it's like going back in time almost.
Yeah, like yo, I had my dude do this sample fucking this Levert track called Pop Pop Pop, and it's just one of my favorite joints. Like it's funny. It's either when I was doing my shit, I sell dope to either like the fucking soulfulest shit, or I'd be like in my Gucci. There's a time where I was in my Gucci Man phase. There's a time where it was just Jay-Z overload. There's a time where CNN overload. There's a time like I just stack bundles overload. I remember when I sold dope and shit I heard. So recently I did Pop Pop, my dude sample Pop Pop Pop, this Levert track. And I fucking start the track, I'm like, oh, I used to sell dope to this. I could smell the dope right now. And my bars are gonna be that. Like I just put myself there now, right? So when I heard Seventh Society, it's like Louis Farrakhan. Oh, let me get in this bag.
Oh yeah.
And I'm studying, so I'm like, oh, and I'm watching everything that's happening. You said everything. You quoted it perfectly, and this is the stuff I worry about because I don't know if I have everyone's ear. So knowing I have your ear, that's enough for me. That's enough. There's one people that actually heard and understood everything I said. You said every word right. You said it right. You quoted it right.
And that's like for like that's what I like about like because it's a balance. Like yeah, you can get into that bag, and you can also get into the Farrakhan bag, and that's what a true artist is because we need that. Like it's like what Griselda, we need that grimy, dark energy around too. But they also have like what Benny did on "Thank God I Made It." Like we're touching on like very like his brother and stuff like that. So that's what's well needed. Or even like on your intro too. Like the intro when you have I have it all written down, I'm not ignoring you, I'm just reading it now off my phone. Even on the intro you have it's like my present is a present. If you shook my hand, it's Christmas. Lessons from the dark, but the inside is where it glistens. I was like, yo. I was like, you couldn't have worded that any better to describe yourself. Because like, if anybody were to have like an hour conversation with you, they can tell that you're a very generous man and like you're very well mannered. So when you said that, I was like, man, I bet you if you were to meet this guy would make sure you have the greatest time of your life out there.
Yo, you know what's funny? Because I've had this energy, and this is just for someone to hear. I don't know who it's for, but it's for someone to hear. Because I sometimes I didn't get to hear it. I had to feel it, and I've been having these and knowing who you are. I've been having conversations with people my whole life, obviously, and people's kind of subtly been telling me, but I've been noticing it more. It's like, yo, every time I talk to you, man, my day just goes positive. Yeah. You just make me happy, and that's not. Maybe it is my intent, but it's not like I'm going to call you and make this guy happy. You know what I mean? I just call like, yo, you got it. You know, and people have been telling me, but I'm not, because sometimes sometimes hearing praise is hard to hear, right? But you need to hear it. Because that's why every time you're trying to take, when I give you the praise, and you're giving it back to me is because it's hard to hear. But you need to hear it because that's the ownership. Like, are you hearing what he's saying? That's what you do great. So what you just said, like, yo, I feel like you're well mannered, you're generous. That I need to hear that. I'm like, yo, so how can I apply these natural skills? Because this is just me being me. These natural skills to everything else, and that's going to create the win. So within the music now. Okay, I'm going to not only talk it, now I'm going to bring people together. I'm going to be generous that way. So every win that I win is someone else's win in my team. So I'm going to go, and even not my team, but eventually they're going to be my team. Yeah. So I'm going to go, Lex just came out of the bin. Yo, he's a fucking problem. More people need to hear him. People in Toronto know him already. Fresco P. A lot of people know him, but he goes by Lex now. So boom. Now I get this shit from Spins, and Spins he's connected as fuck, and he's like me. I can see it. Just initially, he's just connecting me with people like, yo, listen to this guy. I'm not even gonna name drop the people he got. Someone listened to my album that made classics this year. Someone
Oh,
listen to Let Me Talk My Shit that made classics this year, and I don't want to toot my horn that way, but I'll give the quote. Yeah, I'm gonna toot my horn. Mad. He's a mad producer. He's a mad producer. That name is in his producer name. Mad.
oh,
So I'm gonna leave it there. So boom. Anyway, cause of spins. So before that even could happen, yo, I'm putting fucking Lex on. Like, yo, be on this track. Be on this track. Via Line. Shout out Via Line. That's someone I live VLXL. They're gonna hear that and know who they are. Salute to you. Yo, I put these guys on and I send it over to Spin. Spin's like, yo, what the fuck? Who's this? Who's this? Toronto has all this? I got people excited about Toronto. So I applied my generosity of me, that positive energy, to other people. What they gonna do? Bring other like-minded people around. And now other people are joining. All the like minds are just coming, and now we're making a fucking monster. Damn. A monster. You can't fuck with us on a street level. You can't fuck with us on a music level. You can't fuck with us on how the production, like, as clean as a presentation looks, crispy. If we want to be crispy, we can wrap that shit in a bow. If we want to be dirty, we can go in the ground. If we want to fucking fly, we can float. We can do it all. So now the powers are coming because I'm seeing it for myself, everyone has to see their own thing. Everyone has their own thing. Me, I'm know myself. That's what COVID did for me. COVID was covertly fucking my confidence. There's a triple C for you.
Yeah,
COVID was covertly my confident builder. And I fucking look in the mirror all the time and I say, yo, nigga, you're God for real. You have the ability to be God. That's where people mess up on certain things. The ability is there. If you focus. If you don't believe in that, there's another thing. I'm gonna give you this one. I've been saying this too. Look, if you don't listen to yourself, they say whatever your beliefs are, people haven't seen God, whatever you want to claim it. God speaks to them. In the Bible they say God spoke to them. So how they speak to them? Did they speak to you? So if you don't listen to yourself, how do you know if God is talking to you to make that move? If you don't listen to your own intuition, you will never hear God because you're not even listening to yourself. So I say that I stopped doing that. I put a tweet and it's actually a lyric in me and Finn and me, Sibs and Mav's shit. I say this: I debated with God, but I don't argue with myself no more. Since a teen, I've been seldom poor. Look, I'm not poor no more because I don't debate with myself. Why would I debate with God when I'm God? I don't debate with myself. I'm going, man. We rolling. It's time, man.
Yo, that's a whole gem right there. Whew. See, and
that's
like,
it.
And see, like, that's what I like about like interviews too, because like you can't get that type of explanation from a song. Like, you actually have to sit down and like do it the way you did. And I was like, man, like, this is what see, and then that's the importance of like talking about your craft instead of just like, oh, I worked with so and so. Talking about your craft will get people wanting to listen to it, like the way that you. Because man, I want to listen to it right now. Like I was like, yo, we're gonna come back 5 minutes. I'm listening to it after though. But like that's what I mean though. Like you know what you cater and what you bring. So like even like I have to ask this question now too because man, this man Wisdom bun it all, man. Like if you're watching this, man, you are one hell of a producer, man. I love beats. So when I heard this album, I'll admit, most of the albums I listen to, I skip 1 or 2 tracks. This year I played all the way through. I didn't even touch my phone when I just let it play there, and I was walking. I'm like, ooh, yo, like not one skip. So how did you find like Wisdom bun it all? Because like this is some of your best work.
Yo, Wisdom found me.
Oh, he found you, okay.
And it's divine. Like, it's just divine. I think it was meant to be. And Wiz, this is the thing. And what you're feeling there, and just like before I make my point, just like anyone in the world, there's going to be people that have critics. Not everyone's going to like it because you love it, right? Not everyone likes Jay-Z. Not everyone likes Michael Jackson. Not everyone likes Prince. So who the fuck am I to expect everyone to like me, right? So going on with that thought, why the fuck do I care if anyone likes me?
Yeah.
Right? So I make the music for my people that is perfect for me in my time. I'm going to refine it and get better because I'm going to get better with myself. So my next projects are going to be probably better because I'm getting better with myself.
Yeah.
But one thing for sure with Wisdom, now I come back to the point. Wisdom fucking has soul in his beats. And even though I hear people say, yo, the samples, I've heard those samples before, but they're fucking fire. Like when I called Raz like, yo, I have the sample, but fuck, he chopped it.
The way he did it, bro.
I wanted to chop it Raz even said this. I know I was going to chop it like that, even though I didn't know I was going to chop. I don't know when I would. I want this beat. Like, you know, he even didn't want to admit that he didn't chop it that way. You know what I mean? So it's like the soul he's bringing out in it, and I fucking love it, man. I love that brother. That's my brother, my tribe, and even bigger than and that's why I think the music is special and it speaks to people with soul. I think our music speaks to people with that, one, love hip hop, and two, have soul inside them. Because I can do the grungy, like all Finn shit. Everyone has soul in their shit. Future Wave has soul in his shit, even in the grungy shit, even in the hard shit, and the type of soul though I needed for what I want to say to talk my shit, even in the hard joints like Disposal, Shots Fired, fucking what else was the grungy one? Disposal, Shot. Even the first one's kind of a little grungy, but pretty much even Therapy's not really that great. Like it's always a soulful sound.
Yeah.
Even down to the point. Look at the Shots Fired video. When the video opens up and you hear the noise and you see the fucking there's a guy in a wheelchair coming with lights on. You know that take happened? We didn't plan that. That was someone passing
like randomly happened.
And that take ended up working perfectly fine. When we looked at it after, Mercer's like, yo, you know how divine this and the beat dropping? He's like, yo, this is one of my favorite shots. Just the opening scene and the guy coming by and then I'm coming out running to the car. That shit is soul. And when I talk about soul, you'll feel it. It's something you feel. If you don't got one, you won't feel it.
Yeah.
But if you got one, you feel it. And that's why I know that you love the album. I could tell. Because you're even, the words are, you're saying them correctly. You're not even misquoting it. You wrote them out right. It's beautiful.
Man, because like, you repeat it. I'll be repeating it sometimes. I gotta fucking walk around the house repeating some of the shit too. I was like, damn, you know, see, like, but like, that's the thing though. I'll keep it all the way buck. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did. Like, I was like, man, I'm gonna like it. But for me to like quoting it, talking about it, it's like, man, you know, it's like I really gotta talk to him about this.
That's dope.
So man, because like I said, like I watched like a bunch of interviews. They all bring up Bite the Bullet, stuff like that. I'm like, man, you know what? I need to talk about Let's Talk My Shit because this project here, and like even like I like to say this now too, like with Family Gain Black on Black, Elegant, and Beautiful. The way that you flowed over your verse, like the way you touched on race and the venting and raising awareness, that's what it shows what we were just talking about. But for you to get that side of Family Gain Black, I ain't gonna front, I've never heard of him till that project. And when I heard him on that project, I'm like, man, you know what, I'm gonna go check out Ventilation because I keep seeing this pop up. And I was like, man, thanks to Asun Eastwood, I'm a Family Gain Black fan just because of that one song.
that's why. So this is what's even more funny. I'm gonna give you this one too. You're getting things I never told people really. So that song I sent to Snacks first, right? And Snacks came with the hook, and he's like, "Yo, I want to go longer on my verse." I'm like, "Yo, I have one more person I'm gonna put on," and he's like, "All right." I sent it to Black with just my verse on it, and Black did his due diligence. I'm like, "Oh man." All right, Black, Beautiful, Elegant, we gotta name it that. Because I was gonna name it Animals because I talked on the animal things, like they label us as animals.
Yeah.
Only care when they want to see this monkey off the tree, treat us like dogs out of hate to see us breed. What did it call us as coons out of hate that we, something. And then even Snacks went in on the animal, he touched on the animal.
Like the topic of it, yeah. So
then Black, I sent it to him, and then he said the Black, Beautiful, and Elegant. I was like, oh my gosh, okay.
We're
naming it that. And then when he touched on all the things, I'm like, yo, because this is Black's bag, really. So the stuff you've heard Black on for our stuff is because we're giving you the grungy. And you see how everything's a tool? And this has been my mind the whole time. I see Griselda, and those dudes did a lot for this, and it brought it back. But I also knew that even though the gangster shit, and they're well-rounded too, they say some shit too, but people only really check for them. A lot of people really check for them for the gangster shit.
Yeah.
And I can do that shit, and that's been done, and I will continue to do that shit. But I knew that was still candy to put medicine in. I wanted to put medicine in that candy.
I like that.
So I still put that. So we all started in that. And if you notice, Black's features were all grungy. I'm the Black Nazi. I'm murdering, the fucking, all the German warfare. He always talks about that with all the guns, and all the shit. And he had a purpose because Black's been doing this for a long time. So when you listen to Ventilation, you like that shit, 80% of Ventilation is that shit.
Man,
you're gonna love it.
Okay, man, I'm just psyched to hear it. I'm not even gonna put this on unless do it after this, man.
For sure.
Oh, right,
For
okay.
Sure.
So, like, see, and that's what I like about, like, cause, like, even, like, like, the features are so well planned out. Like, it wasn't like, yo, let me get my mans on this right here. It's like, no, like, they fit the theme of the topic of this song.
Yes,
and
that's why. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no,
that's what I kind of got a. You gave me a little segue to say a point because I had people hit me up like, yo, how come Danielson's not on this? How come? I was like, okay, there's two reasons. One reason, he was in the fucking woods for fucking the whole time we were doing the bulk of this album. The two is me and Danielson gave you a whole fucking project just
like 4 months ago.
Yeah, like, just relax. Like, we're not working. Like, people are stewing in their mind like, yo, don't worry. Me and Danielson are still working. If we're going to give you more, this is something a little different. You know what I mean?
It's almost like when Conway and West don't rhyme together and they're like, well, why
people
not?
think it's something. Yeah. Or I'm seeing conflicted that Conway's not in it and Conway didn't go on the soundtrack. It's like, so?
Yeah.
How much shit do they have together? They have so much. Why does it have to be like that? Like, people, and this is how people natural motive is to divide, right? Yeah. And even though their plan is not intentionally to divide, like they didn't come out that way, but when they speak it out, it's coming out because they're stirring controversy. I say this: if Conway and Westside don't communicate well, right? That type of shit will make division out of them, right? Because naturally that's the energy that goes. But me and Danielson communicate well, so those type of things won't make a division for the people trying to make a division.
Yeah. and like, plus, like, it's building towards your own legacy instead of just like going toward like the meat and gravy. It's like, let's try something else instead of just going to what we always expect. Because like, why is Danielson's not on this? It's like, dude, he's got Raz Fresco on this, man. Like, yeah. Like,
we have
when was the last time you heard Asun and Raz Fresco? Like,
exactly, and that's why. So I got something coming with Finn, and we clearly decide to work with people that I've never worked with before. And that feature lineup, oh my!
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna let this out the bag. You're getting a free. It's called Science. No, hold on. It's called Soul. That's the name of the album. Oh. So the first album we did was With All Due Respect, and the cover is my mouth, right?
Oh,
my beard. This one is called Soul. And we're going to give you the eyes because that's a window to the soul. And this is what soul stands for. The science of understanding life. Science of understanding life. And everything is going to have soul samples. It's already done. We already finished it. And the features are fucking spectacular. Well thought out. This is going to be beautiful. This is going to be another cornerstone of like, whoa, Asun's not playing. I'm not playing. And it gets better. And not to say that this isn't good. Anything prior isn't good because it's great. But you're supposed to get better.
Yeah.
So if this
elevate.
Is great, oh man, everything from the beats to the rhymes. Oh, I know my rhymes are just going to another level.
Even what you just said too about the cover and what I got thinking of, because you said the first one is just your mouth, And then
Mm-hmm.
this is your second album with Finn, and it's like it's still the continuation. It's like yo, like all this
Continuation.
goes together.
It's gonna be a puzzle. So if you got them both, and you're gonna hear the talk, like even in with all due respect, I want my respect. Like give me my fucking respect. All right, boom. Now you get to see inside me. If you got my respect and you heard that, now when you get the next one, you put that piece because they're gonna be art pieces. You get the vinyl, they're gonna go like this. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be one body. And now
Yo,
you're gonna see
this
those.
is like crazy to be thinking of. Like
Yeah,
this is like strategetic
it's
to the
not up.
max.
Yo, we're ready, man. We're thinking this is a chess game. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Shout out to Merciless, the greatest chess player I know.
And then like shout out to Merciless, man, because like you guys is like even with your covers too, like even like with the Let Me Talk My Shit, your your head and your beard, it's made of your past projects, and and all that reflects on this album because you bring a piece of each of your past projects and the growth into this.
Yeah, and so I'm not gonna. This is what team is important because if you don't build with a team, not every idea I can think of. So that is Wiz. He connected with Yan Quidor out of fucking France.
Oh, wow.
He's actually a legendary artist out of France. We commissioned him, and he's not cheap. Two, he's not working with anyone. Like anyone,
Yeah,
just
because this artwork is like very unique. Like I've never seen artwork like this before.
very unique. So, and we went out the box. We did. That's a real picture. That we
Oh yeah,
digitized.
I seen that picture of you in real life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So no. When I say like he actually made it out of like I actually sent him all my physical shit.
Oh, and he
He actually cut it up. Yeah, like even the black spots that you can't read the writing. That's the paper from my fucking covers.
I didn't even know.
Anything physical. So like sewer science couldn't be on there because I haven't had a physical of sewer science.
Yeah.
So like the ones that I actually Danger My Ally never put out physicals. Anything that never had a physical, he didn't use because I actually sent him a package and he fucking ripped them up and made that.
He went like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So that's fucking Wiz's Wiz knew about him. Wiz like, we gotta do this. Wiz did it and he's like, yo, I have a present for you. And he showed me, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, you just went and did this? And that's why he's my tribe. Because that's something I would do for someone that I care about. And those are the little signs he shows that he cares about me because he cares. You know,
Yeah.
even though it's his baby too, he cares. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
Because he could have just just like
Let's go to the regulars.
Yeah.
Let's hit Finn. Let's hit Che Uno, which is his brother Che Uno. You know, and salute Che Uno. Like we could have did this. He wanted a special feel for it. He felt it was special, like I did, and he's like, let's just. And this is why money is a tool because people. Yes, it's easy. This is the thing, and this is for the young boys. This is easy to make music and put it out, right? And the dream they sell you, which is not reality, is like, oh, put it on SoundCloud, put it on all the things, make the drill shit, make the poison shit, and sell it and get streams and get a lot of views. Hey, all those can be bought, brother. You can buy all those. Yeah. So, and you can buy it from the companies that are giving you the streams because they want to see you sell to those kids. How about you make something physical? For you to get real success, you have to put a lot in. And it always, if you don't have finances, fine. Put hard work in.
Yeah.
Hit the pavement. You still got to do those things. That's what it took back in the day to get signed. Now, okay, maybe not so much pavement. I got to get your address, by the way. Okay. Send me your address. I still send care packages out because those DJs, to all the DJs, I treat it like an old shit. Like, yo, PF Cutting, yo, DJ Eclipse, yo, Spins, yo, Primo, yo.
Oh yeah, I forgot Primo was playing your shit. Yeah,
all these guys, I send them the shit, and you know what they say? I send them emails where individually, and I say, yo, they respond like, yo, dope, I appreciate this. People don't do this no more. Oh, so I'm sticking out off of just my principle. So that's hard work. I'm not just putting out a thing and then going on my social media and saying it's out, guys.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like you do like the groundwork for it.
That's not real. Yeah, you got to put in that shit. So now we're operating at a loss. Yeah, we made some bread, but we're operating at a loss because we believe in our shit. So when we first putting out, oh, we invested in a cover, right? Yeah, it passes by. That cover means something to us. We're gonna hang that shit on our wall.
Oh
Two,
yeah.
two, we invested in our videos. I'm paying Merciless for fucking videos. People might not think. People think I'm getting videos on the cusp. I'm not lying to anyone. Like, I'm paying Merciless, and that's because sometimes he'll be like, yo, don't worry about this. I'm like, nah, here. When he says don't worry, I'm still putting a rack in his hand. A rack. And niggas are hitting him up to say 3 bills.
Oh,
when
damn.
that's my brother.
Yeah.
My brother. I could say, oh, thank you. And I say, oh, I have this tool that you need. I know you need it. You have a family. Here's 1,000. Because I would have paid someone I don't know more than that for what I want. And that's Glow. I'm not going to tell Mercer's prices, but Glow is the most expensive video I ever did. And when I say a video that I had to get one of these guys that are industry guys told me, like, yo, you're spending too much money on videos. You've done it already now. Like, you don't need to show anyone else now. So now put that money that you're putting in the videos, put it into promotion, because you've already done that job. You've shown that quality that you can do that. Now when you do videos, do them more simple, where you can just get your point and they can see your face. Because even I'm not getting the views. If you like, they're like, yo, look at Westside Gun, look at those guys. Like, they're putting out good videos, but look at what you're doing in your videos. Why they have all the money to do it and they're not doing it?
Yeah.
Because it's not worth it. You know what I mean? The value you're gonna get in return, you've already got enough value, and people will now see it later and they'll appreciate it more later. But now, so you can, instead of spending all your money there, let's go and put it here. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. So you guys better start looking at those old fucking videos, because you're not going to get those classics all the time. I'll still pull one out here and there, but you're not going to get 5 and 6 of them a year. Because I did like 5. I'm hiring actors. I'm fucking getting boats. I'm fucking getting, like, I bought a Burberry umbrella for the video. Fucking Burberry umbrella. I bought it for the video. I pulled up the day before. I'm like, yo, Burberry umbrella. My pops would look sick with that. Yo, how much? I had the girl from Burberry fucking call it in from another store, rush it over. I had to pay for that. I paid like 7 bills for a fucking Burberry umbrella. Jeez. Who the fuck does that? But that's what I care about. It wasn't about the stun of that. Yeah. It's just I care about the aesthetic of what I want the video to look like. So I put shit in. Not only just hard work, I put my money, which I have, find available to do that. If you don't have that, find another way to put in. Because you're not going to get it back. The world doesn't work like that. That's like a principal law of the world. If you don't work hard.
And it's like little things like that, like people like just make like oh, that's fly right there, like that, like, so like it's like, and if you're not happy with your own video, then what's the point of even shooting it? And that's what I like to tell people, like, if you're gonna shoot the video, make sure you're happy with it.
Happy. Facts.
Because like, I got a friend. When I seen Hype Williams direct Dr. Birds and the way it came out, I'm like, I'm not gonna front. I'm like, if I was Westside Gun, I would not be happy if that. Like, it was like CGI like bricks. I was like, this is not the Hype Williams I know.
And this is what they built though. So this is why it's still qualified, because I see a lot of people critique it, and I get the critique, because even videographers be like, yo, I would have given them something way better, and I know they would have, but Hype Williams have put in so much work that his name created so much buzz that we watched it. So you can't take away Belly. You can't take away all that shit. So really, as simple as it is, what Wes and those guys still paid for was Hype Williams.
Yeah.
So that's clout. So that is...
That's like we were talking about earlier.
That's good clout, right? So I'm going to get next to Hype Williams. What are you going to say to... Let's say Wes and those guys didn't like it. What are you going to say to Hype Williams? I don't want this? Nah, nigga. Yo, thank you. Thank you, Hype. Here's your bread. And what's Hype going to do in favor now? Yo, those dudes were so easy to work with.
I'm going to do it again.
Let's do it again, and Hype might come more correct now. So this is the process that people just think, oh, it's how are you letting this happen? Why would they put this out? You guys don't get the shit, man. You guys are worried too much about other things. Worry about yourself. That's it. But like, yeah, the video wasn't crazy though. That
Yeah.
still wasn't crazy.
Damn.
That's a fact.
And like that's
But
like one of the strongest songs off the album now
oh,
too.
for sure. But what they still do? They still went to Kimmel. They still went to these places and
Oh
still
yeah,
did.
they went to Kimmel.
You know what I mean? Like they still got they put themselves in the industry. Sometimes you got to pay to play. So even on the outside, maybe we didn't like the aesthetic, but on the inside, that moved them into places that are. From that point on, too, they went to another level. That was like more Jay-Z's.
Like
and
when was
more,
the last time you seen like rappers talking about dope on Jimmy Kimmel? Like
word.
that gave me like a Wu-Tang feeling right there.
Word.
Like oh
Yeah.
god.
I remember when what show was it? I think it was Vibe. Vibe had a show back in the day. It was either Vibe or Arsenio Hall. I just remember staying up all night because Wu-Tang was supposed to be there, and I think they were like fresh from Hawaii or something.
Oh, I figured that's Arsenio Hall because I think that
they're fresh from Hawaii. I just remember that. I remember staying up all day trying to record this shit because in Canada those times we didn't have a lot of means of like there wasn't like no BT at a certain time. There wasn't none of these channels that were playing like Much Music only had a certain time that Rhapsody would come on like
9:30 till 10.
And then Triumph, like I remember when Triumph came out, I literally had VHS taping 24 hours a day trying to fucking catch this one video.
Jeez.
And I'd have to like friggin' go and run it, like look through it and like, all right, so I'm going to have to tape over this part and tape over this part so I can still keep the Triumph video. This is how hard it was to just even see this shit and feel this shit over here. So I come from that place where I know how hard I have to work to even get there. That it's not, because people say this time is easier. Never, it could never be easier. There's a game. It's easier for them to make money because they're going to just manipulate. There's more one-hit wonders that feel like they're friggin' superstars and they're selling their friggin' idiot. They're selling the idiot shit.
For like 2 months and then they're gone.
Being a coon, like going out there and doing viral shit. Cool. Like if you could go to sleep at night being a coon, fuck, cool. Not me. I have to be me. So that's going to take a lot of hard work for me to be me and make money off the music. So I know that. I'm clear with that. And I'm good with that. I'm going to fucking work my ass off.
And that's what, like, even in the videos now, too, like, I felt like even with Shots Fired, like, the way that you flowed over it, it reminded me, like, a East Toronto 2020 version of Many Men, but, like, with your flip to it, because, man, when you did that Many Men at the end of it, I was like, it gave me the chills. I was like, oh man, he killed this flip.
Yeah, I loved it. I that came out naturally. I actually did that just booth. Like after I did the verse, it just came out, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because now I'm going into the booth with like most of it written, and then like the last 4 bars or if a hook
came from the soul.
It starts coming. Yeah, then I'll be doing that, and even like it won't be just one take. Like I'll do the Many Men. I'm like, oh, I got something. Then I'll fill in the blanks, you know? So it's funny because Pop Smoke came out with a Many Men type of flip too before my album, before I dropped Shots Fired. But
I gotta go check that out. I know.
I recorded it before Pop Smoke had his out. So it's just funny, like the alignment. I love knowing that my mind is a feeling. Like, you know, I feel the energy. So that was Pop Smoke's lead shit for his. He did it in like the trappy type of way, but it was still a Many Men flip. So I love that. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I got the grungy version, and he got the trap version.
He's got the trappy version. Yeah, but see, I never heard Pop Smoke's version. So in reality, I'm over here thinking that you're the one who, but technically you did it first because you recorded it first.
I did it first though. I know I did it first.
So yeah, just for the people clear, he did it first.
Yeah.
And then like, man, like. That's what I like about like this project here, because it's like with the Shots Fired, like that's the griminess right there. Like that's what the energy of the balance that it brings. And then you got Seventh Society, or even like when you said like too like on Cloth Talk, like you're telling Wiz like you're reflecting on your past on this. Now, when you're reflecting on your past, like do you have to like say like I'm not gonna get that personal?
Nah, I used to be like that. That was what was holding me back when I was young. Because, to be honest, I was fully outside when I was young.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I had to be like that. So now, because I'm fully transitioned in a certain way, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say too much. I'm here. So now it doesn't. These are experiences, right? So I can easily tell it as raw as I want to. And there's still another level to get raw, but I still reserve a little. But I mean, you're gonna hear it when you hear these other projects. It gets deeper and deeper, and I think that the people that already listen anyway, they're gonna love it, and they're gonna be. It's the resonating people that are gonna understand it. I think people that don't resonate, they're not supposed to hear it, and they won't get it. So
Yeah.
even though it's said boldly to certain ears, it's not clear to certain ears. Like, you know what I mean? Certain people won't understand when I say like Inazata, or I mention like lidocaine, or I mention certain things.
Lidocaine.
Some people might not know what those things even are, like, you know, so it's not for them, you know what I mean? But it might be for some people, and even me saying that now, it's easy because that was then, you know what I mean? So yeah, whatever.
And like that's what I like about like that too, because like I can go play your music for someone, and they'll be like, like, how do you find? I always get asked, like, how do you find artists like this? Because they're like, you don't listen to Little Baby or the Babies or like none of the main. I don't like that mainstream stuff. I like that lyrical stuff. So they're like, how do you find lyrical stuff? I'm like, honestly, it starts with one artist, and then you go into their crew, and then it just expands from there.
You know why? Because you care. You know what you want, and this is why you're important, because you're not cheating, but now someone can cheat by watching your shit. So now you've created something where, because people forget in my genre, because there's a bunch of dudes that are my age that used to rap in this city right now that are mad at themselves that they're not rapping like I rap. They want to be fucking trap artists because they just tried to pick up on a wave, but they love what we do, and naturally they're nasty at what we do, but they've left it so left that they can't. So they forgot that there's a whole bunch of people that are my age and people younger that will love it. They just need to get put onto it, that still want this shit. So, but they're so in their time that they don't go. Some of these people don't even have social media. They don't care to research anything. I'm just gonna listen to my old shit and that's it. But one day, someone like you is gonna come. What is this? Who is this? There's someone rapping, and then now you're gonna show them, and not only show them now. Oh, watch my show. Oh, and they're just gonna be able to go to your show, even if they don't even listen to your show. Let's say they're that stubborn. They're gonna read all the people that you've interviewed and be like, "Let me just see this guy's music. Let me see this guy's," because now it's so easy. All we gotta do is boom, 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 right? Now it's so easy. So let me listen to this guy's music. Let me listen to this guy's music. And maybe they might hear one and go listen to the show now because, like, let me hear this guy speak now because I like his music. It works in so much various ways. You're the cheat code for us because you're going to put them now on. And then, like you said, listen to the features, listen to this.
Yeah.
Bruh, you're one of not many. So that's why you're vital to what keeps this alive.
Hey, man, that means a lot, man. I appreciate it. And like, see, like with the music now too, it's lyrics. It's not like a bunch of nonsense. Like, cause like when you hear like, I swear I was probably born in the wrong era. I should have been born in the '80s, man. Cause I go back catching myself listening to G.P. Woo.
You're an old soul, man.
Yeah,
you're probably already in the '80s. They just
I just came back
now. Yeah.
So like, but like even like with that now too, like you know like the chemistry that you bring now too, and like what you bring with you like knowing like how well of an artist that you plan to be now too, are you gonna experiment like with luxury rap? Because man, with sprinkle fashion, man, like this is like luxury grimy clean. I'm trying to find a perfect word for it, but I was like the inspiration from Rick Ross. I don't know if he got inspired by his beat selection. I don't care about his art, but his beat selection.
For sure.
I was like, God damn, this is luxury rap.
It is Rick Rossi, and I can't even lie. I am inspired by Ross. This shit, like, I realize with commercial dudes, there's a character always at play, but there's also a real person in there. And when I like music, I like music. I don't shut myself down because I know it's commercial, or I don't put myself up because I know it's fucking underground. It's like, if I like it, if I hear something that sparks me, I like it. You know what I mean? So Ross is like Justice League type of production. I love Ross's production.
Yeah.
Always. Ross's production was always a thing. And Wiz sent me that Sprinkle Fashion. That was one of the old batches. That's when I knew. When I heard Sprinkle Fashion, you hear me, ooh, this beat smells like I do. Like, you know, like
how I walk, like how I talk.
like how I talk. And when I came in, like, you could ask Merciless. And this is what I started doing in the quarantine. I started showing people, like, I started posting myself more because that's not natural for me. I dress up every day. I'm fly every day.
Oh, yeah, you're even on the ground.
Merce, that's
why
I started showing them. I'm like, Merce, when have you ever seen me come in here bummy? And he's like, yo, you always have something new on every time. I'm like, yo, because this is just who I am. I go to the grocery store fucking dress. I always was like that. Like, I've been living on my own since 17. I've always been wasting my money on fucking material shit. But I won't call it waste because it makes me feel good. You know? I just learned how to consume it differently now. I won't just buy everything. I buy pieces now. I've built up so much that I can just buy a piece here and there. But I say this, when I came to the studio that day, I had a Louis shirt on. I put my fucking Tom Ford on. I probably had like $10,000 in clothes on.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, yo, I smell like this fucking beat. And it brought the energy. And it's funny because that shit was like a real one where I'm like, yo, where's more of these? Because I didn't know even the third verse. When I was rapping, I started writing the third verse, and then I heard the horns, like, I'm like, yo, why the fuck am I rapping over these fucking fly-ass horns? And like, you know, let this shit go. Like, I could have rapped on that shit 8 verses. Like, that shit just felt right. And that was then. If I got that beat right now, I would even attack it a whole nother way.
now, like, even, like, with that now, too, like, I have to ask, there's this line in it, and I was like, I wonder if he means the clothing line iceberg, when, like, iceberg with the lettuce, I'm not slim, but you get it, I'm fluffy. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, I laughed, like, so hard to that. I'm gonna bring that back.
Yo, you get the intricacies. I love it, because iceberg slim also. Iceberg with the lettuce, because there's a lettuce, iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then iceberg slim, the pimp. So I'm not slim, but you get it, you know? Because I'm fluffy. I'm a big dude, you know? Yo, you got the intricacies. There's so much little wordplays inside that.
And it's like little things like that I appreciate. It's like, man, like if you don't really know like the pop culture within this, it's gonna go over your head. It's like yeah. So
you got it, man. You get it. That's all I do it for. People like you get it. I love it,
man. You know, and plus, like, it's like. It's like we don't get that nowadays. Like with that, like we need more of that instead of just like lyrical miracles. Like, dude, this guy is giving you humor within this, like, humor within pop culture, and it's a buzzer.
Yep. I'm complex. That I'm gonna joke. If you're hanging with me, we're gonna joke around like nonstop. Most of the time, like if the conversation is supposed to be serious, we'll have the serious conversation too.
Oh yeah.
But if we're in a group of people, what are we gonna talk like? Why are we not going to have joking around in between? That's why I like the cloth. Like, the way I see Riggs and Mooch, when they do the online, when we went to go check those dudes, it was that energy. We had serious conversation. They started the thought of family affair there. And Daniel's son and Riggs ended up carrying it on outside of that meetup, what we had. But the fucking conversation were hilarious. Mooch is fucking funny. No disrespect to, he's not a funny person. He's funny, but he's serious. He's freaking, we talk about real shit and we'll put the humor in it because us as black people, we have to be humorous from what we come from. Everything can't be serious. How the fuck are we, if we're all serious, we're going to be one depressed group of people because the shit they put us in systemically.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We just
even what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Yeah. So humor is natural in us, and I think people are scared to do that. I see another dude that does that well is Crime Apple. Crime Apple puts a lot of humor in his shit.
Yeah.
The good artists do that. I like that. Like Riggs, Mooch for sure. Mooch
got like some crazy one-liners.
Yeah. Mooch is great at that.
Even like their energy. Now when I interviewed those gents now too, like we were laughing as hell. It's like, dude, like it's crazy.
We're real people. Anyone that's, yo, man,
Yeah.
Yo, fam. In Toronto, this is how they talk in Toronto. Yo, fam, like more times, mans don't even know I body mans. I come around, I give them the thing, blam blam. Like who's like this all the time? And if
Yeah.
you're like this all the time, I don't want to fucking know you.
Yeah,
I don't want to
exactly.
know you.
And
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up now too, because I only got three more questions for you. But like,
Okay.
what I like about like how Griselda does now too, everyone always like, man, you hear West Side Gun, Benny? I'm like, listen, I understand like these guys are like at the superstar because of like the cosigns and the work that they put in, but I also tell people, I'm like, if you like Griselda, you are gonna research and dig because there's other artists like a Daniel Son, a Asun Eastwood, a Riggs, a Mooch, a Mav that are at the pinnacle of their career where Griselda was at before they took off, and now these guys are in the mood to take off, but they're gonna keep
Yeah.
what Griselda had, and they're gonna build off it instead of just be like, we're gonna forget what we came from. They didn't forget where they came from, but the sound and everything changed, like the interactions and things like that.
And that's what's unfortunate. And this is where you win because you're seeing us in the not changing. You know what I mean? And this is where you win because they're gonna come to figure it out from you where it's like, yo, this guy been telling me and I didn't listen. Just like you were telling them about Griselda. Just like you were it's these things happen in cycles and people are fucking lazy. And they don't care. Like they love it, but they don't really love it like you love it. That's the point. People love trends. That's what they love, and they want to be told. This is clear. The government, please tell me what to do because I don't know what to do. That's why people are scared. Because the government's shaky, I'm shaky. Nah, I do what I do regardless. I watch and pay attention to what they say, but I'm not led by those things. I'm led by my first inside and my brothers. So with music, I'm led by what I feel and what my people when I have my discussion. So you are winning, sir, because no matter what, they're gonna find out too late. There's nothing we could really do about that except for talk to people like you, and you are never gonna be too late because you're gonna put me on to people that I don't even know too. You're gonna put my people on to people I don't know too because you do the work. So there's benefits to come with that. Don't ever stop this because your benefits are gonna come soon too.
Man, I just do it because man, I got the gift of gab, man, and I love this. I wake up every morning to hip hop, like.
I know, I could tell. You are hip hop. You are hip hop.
Man, just to see like interactions with like artists like you, it's like man, like the music hits a lot different. If that makes sense. Pause. I'm still working on my pause for everyone listening out there. I'm West Coast, so I'm not on East Coast yet. But I'm getting there.
Don't fall into the pause.
But man, like that's what I like about it because it's more personal. Because it's like man, like not only did I ever had interactions with this guy, I can see the influence that he's having on other people out there with his lyrics. So it's a gift to see.
For sure.
Now I have two more questions. I'll wrap it up for you. I wanted to save these to the end.
Mm.
Big Ghost. This man really fucks with you. And how I knew this man really fucks with you. You are the most featured artist on Carpe Noctem.
I heard that, but I didn't hear that. I don't know. I guess so.
No, man, you are the most featured artist on Carpe Noctem. And I'm like, alright. So were you supposed to be on more than what he originally put you on?
I don't, honestly, so first off, salute Big Ghost, man.
Salute to Big Ghost.
Champion, heavyweight champion, man. Because Big Ghost is really, I feel like I know Big Ghost fucks with me. From time, I know Big Ghost fuck with me. Pause.
Oh, no, but he really fucks with
me. Really, from time, I really did feel that. And then he lets me know, too, even, like, just a little message here and there, I could tell. He's hip-hop, too. Big Ghost hit me up with like some of those beats, kind of how they were, but not really fully arranged how you guys heard them. And I think I only did 4 16s, and a couple of them he split them into 8s.
Yeah, because some of the verses are short. I know.
Yeah. So, but he sent me, I think. Out of the beats, I think he sent me maybe like 6 or 7, and I did 4. I was supposed to do 3 more, but I didn't even get to them. but also he sent a lot of other people shit too. I just think that maybe at my time, my work ethics might have been a little bit more heavier. He was already working with Riggs, Mooch, and Mav, so I could imagine how much work those guys. Well, Riggs, Mooch, who was on carpet? Riggs, Mooch. Yeah, he's already had stuff with them. Crime Apple, he already had stuff with them going. So I could imagine he probably used stuff from all different stuff for those guys, right? But for the other, like, I talked to Recognize, and I think Recognize
Recognize
told me, Rec Ali's out here a lot, so he kind of told me, yo, people that, he kind of let me know people that skipped, like, missed this opportunity because they didn't do it, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. He's like, really? You probably got on. I'm not saying this is a fact, but really I probably got on because people didn't take the opportunity. But and this is why Big Ghost probably fucks with me, because when I get an opportunity, and a lot of people probably fuck with me, and this is starting to be my reputation, when I get an opportunity, I fucking take it, and I don't waste time. Like, oh, Big Ghost, that's a big person in our fucking world, right? Everyone wants to work with Big Ghost. Send me that shit. Yo, boom, I'm mad I didn't do the other 3 beats because I was caught up with so much shit. Like, I was still telling him, I'm going to get those other 3. Don't worry. I'm going to get those other 3. And then when he dropped it off, it was like on New Year's. Like, literally, I was here with my like, the dude, my best man there. I was here, and it was late night, and he's like, I think it just maybe 1 o'clock. It just turned over, 2020, and he's like, yo, Happy New Year. Here's the album. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because he did release it on New Year, yeah.
And me and my dude just listened to it all, just right there, like, or it might have been Christmas. He sent it to me. He sent me on an important day before it actually dropped, and he's like, yo, and me and my dude just listened to it a few times over the night. He's like, my dude was like, yo, Ace, this is huge. You're on this maybe more than everyone else. Yeah. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. That's how I feel too. I don't know, man. This is crazy, and I started my 2020 off with that feeling, knowing I had Sewer Science ready, which got overlooked. But we're going to drop Sewer Science physicals. Vinyls is going to come very soon. So that will get another repeat with new songs on it too. So, yeah, man. That's Big Ghost. Legend, man. That's legendary.
And just to hear, like, because, like, you sent and he cut some of the bars up now too. Like, that's that's like some wizard shit right there.
It is. Because when I was hearing it, I'm like, oh, yo, I didn't hear this on the beat. I didn't hear this happening. So when I heard it, I'm like, yo. And then when I heard half of one of the verses, because the one he dropped first, Gladiator School.
I was going to say Gladiator with everyone, like most of everyone's on it.
That was only 8 bars of one of the 16. So when I heard it, I'm like, all right. In my ego rapper, I'm like, oh, he probably didn't like the whole verse, whatever. So boom. So, but he still put me like second on the track. It was like me, Danielson and me. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not let my ego take me over. And then I'm hearing the project. I'm like, oh, he put the 8 from this on this. This is fucking crazy. How did he? It came in effortlessness too, because that's where he switched the beat. It was the one where I'm like third on it. It was like ST Knack.
Oh, it goes, and
then the beat changes.
Yeah, it's a whole different song when the beat changes, but it's sync with.
Yeah,
I know. Yes.
That one is part of the one that I did on Gladiator School. I'm pretty sure. So now I really did that on that beat. That's why I'm like, I didn't rap on that beat. That's how RZA he is.
And like, cause you're doing it over it, so he has to get the right BBM,
the tempo, everything.
Jesus.
And then he already has the other rappers on some shit. Who knows what he did with the other rappers? I just know what I did. So it's like, and then you're flowing it into one, and our content. If you listen to what they're saying and they're saying and I'm saying, they're matching up. It's some genius, dedicated, hard work. That's it.
I always think like when you get a invitation from Big Ghost, because like most of us, like we're curious because he's a ghost, right? So when we see like artists like you work with him, we think that he comes like through like, don't show people my FaceTime or something like that, like, so, but nobody knows what this guy. No one talks to him on the phone. Nothing.
It's the first time he communicated to me was £5 minimum. So that was 2016. 2016. Big Ghost hit my DM, pause. And he said, yo, this video is incredible. No one is doing videos like this in this game. So I already knew I had a niche. I started my niche right there. My first video to the public was a fucking video where I'm not performing. I'm running around the city. And he said, we're going to be in contact. 2 years later, he hit my DM like, yo, I'm thinking of a project. Would you be down? For sure. When he hit me, it was just like me, Riggs, Mooch, and maybe like Rec.
Okay.
I'm like, for sure. But it was like loose. Then I didn't hear about him for another year. He's just hitting me. I'm like, yo, I'm just responding. I'm like, yo, here's an email. I'm ready. It's like he knew when I need to be ready too. So like even like Bite the Bullet, Future Wave sent it to him before we released it. And he hit me. He's like, yo, your shit stepped up to another level.
Yeah.
Like
Even he
you're
knows
going crazy. Like he hit me personally. Like you're going crazy, bro. You're going crazy. Like this is a whole nother level. Keep doing it, you know. So I was like, all right, those are little things that just help any artist to go harder. Like, yo, yes, I'm getting better. Like someone said like, no disrespect. Let me talk my shit lyrically is your best shit. I'm like, how is that disrespect? I'm supposed to be better.
Yeah.
Like Nimbus, I'm supposed to not be at Nimbus stage. Like,
yeah, you're supposed to evolve from that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
So even like when you said too about like the soul, I'm like, man, yo, like, because I already know if you're talking about it like this, I already know it's gonna probably talk. Let's talk my shit. But for right now, let's talk my shit. It's the best shit though.
Yeah, it's starting to come common ground now. Become common ground with this type of shit. Like every day, literally, like I told you, who listened to Let Me Talk My Shit, the producer is like, yo, like this stuff is happening so often that like, you know, like House Shoes, DJ House Shoes,
yeah, legend.
like, yo,
salute.
Send me the project. Like what? Like you're in my DM like this? Like it's just
that's a good look. Like DJ House Shoes, like yo, dude, this guy heard records, but this guy used to break records against the one when he didn't like.
Come on! I know this, so I'm like, yo, this is incredible. Like we always say this thing where it's like, yo, if I would have told my younger self, nah, I'm telling myself right now. I still feel like I'm in my younger self. These people, I'm excited. Anytime, yo, Kappa. I was on FaceTime with Ghostface. I mean, I talked to Ghostface. I was on FaceTime with Tragedy Gaddafi because of Fury. Lord Fury. FaceTime with Tragedy Gaddafi and talking to Ghostface on the thing. Like, bruh, like, I'm in it now. So it's like, now I'm at the point where it's up to me. You know, like, if I lose, it's on me. If we lose, it's on whoever wants to take the lot. I'm not losing though. This is gonna be a win for however it happens. It's game. It's game time. We got cosigns don't matter no more because we got them. And so like, now it's up to us to go through.
That must be like really surreal for you because I know like Ghost for you. That's the most artist you want to work with the most.
Yeah,
Ghostface.
That's
and
my favorite.
Like, face. You know, I get that too, but we never had like a public conversation like this for the world to hear. But that's like me and Pharaoh Monch. So like me and Pharaoh Monch, I talk to this. He probably thinks I'm crazy, but he responds. But we talk all the time, like general people. Like he tells me about his life, about the album or his toys. So it's like I tell him this all the time. Like, dude, I used to listen to you when I was homeless. Like I used to listen to your interviews when I was homeless. So for you to talk like over the phone or even the DMs, it's surreal for me. He's like, cause I'm human like you, and I'm like, so it's still like kind of surreal. Right?
You see, and I said that earlier. We're all human. So when you break out of that, as much as I like, you know that feeling where it's like, yo, this is surreal. I step outside that and I take it as I have a purpose to do something great. That you're going to be that guy on the other end where like, yo, I'm talking to King Lo. What? It's going to happen for you. And I'm seeing it happen to me because when I'm meeting people out there in my city, which is the hardest thing to get love from, your own city. Everyone goes through that battle in their own city.
Yeah.
My
you
own
get
city
love in
now.
your own city though.
Dudes are yo, hey son, yo, like so. At first, it's so excitable where it's like, yo, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm already going for like, this is gonna be a thing, and then they'll be like, yo, your music. I just saw you post right now in that outfit. You're really here?" And I'm like, "Yo, it's crazy."
It's like,
bro.
I'm human just like y'all.
Yeah, I'm just like you. I'm out here. I gotta do shit. Yeah, I'm coming out here to do this. Like, yo.
But when they really fuck up the music, they're gonna be like a little bit struck. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, and this is happening at 5,000. People want to see numbers. That's why these numbers are lies. This is happening at 5,000 followers. So not everyone's gonna follow you and show you that love and comment and do all that.
But that's just on social media. This is in real life.
YouTube and all those things. They're gonna comment when they see. People are showing you love when they watch it. It doesn't mean that because they didn't comment, it doesn't count, or because they didn't like the picture, it doesn't count, or because they didn't give you a follow, it doesn't count. That's why you have to know. I have people. We sold out the D-Rap Winkle. We sold out the vinyl in 9 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's probably even that relationship with D-Rap Winkle to want to fuck with me is because of probably Big Ghost anyway. So that's another salute to Big Ghost. That's why I know he fucks with me.
9 minutes? Jesus Christ. That's not not 9 hours. This is 9
minutes.
So,
you think I expected that? Yo, people that bought that shit didn't even hear it yet because I didn't have it out yet. They bought it and just boom, and they don't even follow. People posting the vinyl don't even follow me.
Oh, word. Oh, jeez.
You see? So people get wrapped up in this illusion. Bruh, I have the book now. I can't tell you who streams my shit, but I could tell you who buys my shit. And that's why it's important to have something physical to sell to people so you know who's supporting you.
And if something were to ever happen where everything's gone off the internet, those physicals, you can't, unless you physically destroy them, it's there still.
My man.
And that's why people always used to tell me, what are you going to do if your all the interviews get taken down? It's like, ever hear of a DVD? So I have a lot of DVDs just stacked up with all this, just in case. So you never know, because I got to document this. Even if your first interview, it's going to be included with this one because it's not on YouTube, because I wasn't on YouTube like that. But now I have the platform where they're going to go back after this interview and look.
Hey, King Low, you already said what you got to do. Give them that nostalgia for one, DVD. And now I don't got to click on YouTube and then even watch a commercial. Now I can go and just individually, I want to see this guy. It's all here on my DVD. I just bought a DVD player a week ago because I wanted to go back into my DVDs. Bruh, these technologies still exist for a reason. Vinyl outsold CD. Vinyl is one of the biggest contenders. Bro.
First time in 10 years that happened.
First time.
It's crazy.
So be a part of the DVD outselling CDs. Be a part of, you could even do Blu-ray if you want. You could do whatever now. Anything's possible.
Whoa. You may be giving me an idea. I'm just talking about preserving it just in case. Whoa.
Yo, you do whatever lasts the most. Because, look, with my CDs, I could do cheap CDR type of, with the green bottom. But instead, I did Glassmaster. It costs more. But you know what? Those Glassmaster CDs will never spoil. They'll last. So whatever is giving you the longest longevity, go for that purpose. If it doesn't matter longevity-wise, save your money. But go for the purpose of, okay, maybe there's a quality of DVD. Maybe you could record on a cheap bootleg type of DVD, or you could put it on a nice DVD that's going to last,
When you said Blu-ray, I was like, whoa, okay, this may put something else in the world. Yeah. I'm going to come down. Alright, well, if something ever happens, I expect your name in the thank yous. I'll be like, thanks to Asun Eastwood.
You already thanked me. You already thanked me.
I'll bet I should put it in the credits, too.
Let's go. So, I'll take it if you want it.
So, this is the last question I want to ask you. And I know it's Sunday, so spend time with your wife and your family. I understand that.
For sure.
So, I'm a fan of your interviews. Like, every interview you've done, I've listened to. Because I like to hear what you have to say, and I like the energy. But when I heard you said this one thing in the interview, I lost my shit. And I'm like, okay, before you fan out and go crazy and start telling people and all this 9 and the 4, just ask the man himself. Do you have an album of Benny the Butcher? You got an album? Okay, see, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so that's coming out, and it should be out this year. And it's more than Benny the Butcher. But Benny... So it's me and Merciless's album, and how it's featuring Benny the Butcher, and this is Benny the Butcher time of he
Can-
recorded around the time of
Can I talk
of his
free?
Tana Talk.
Oh,
So
holy
it's that
shit.
Benny the Butcher, and it's gonna be Merciless and Asun Eastwood featuring Benny because he's on every song. But
Ooh.
I'm gonna give some features. I'm gonna give some features because Merciless might not like this, but Merciless is my brother. He can yell at me in private. I'll give some. RJ Payne,
Oh.
Ito, Rek Ali.
Oh, fuck.
Should I give a legend? Don't give a legend, wifey. Okay, I won't
Yeah,
give a legend.
let that be a surprise for us.
That'll be it. That'll be it.
Damn,
she told
you
me no.
gave us three right there, damn. Oh,
Yeah.
Pain? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
So that's gonna. I talked about Soul on purpose because that's gonna be the first quarter of the year, or the first half at least. I have another album coming in my birthday with Twinning. Shout out Payday. Shout out these brothers, these twins from Philadelphia. Get well soon to Wrecker. I got an album coming out that's absolutely nuts. Man, I got Wavy to God. We got one coming.
Wavy to God. Oh, yeah, he said that in an interview. You two have an album coming.
Yep. I got one with So Merciless, Finn. I got one with Sibs. I got one with Slang. I got the Mavin Sibs one. I got one with Lex coming. I got one with Spins coming.
You got so much on the table, damn.
Bro, look, I'm missing some right now, but I got so much work. It's fucking. Me and Wiz is gonna double up on the people, so that's gonna come by the end of the year. We got time slots for everything. So and that's gonna be another. What me and Wiz are cooking for part 2. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Me and Future Wave might have one coming. We don't know. We got so much. Me and Soze might have one coming. We got so much happening.
Cypher Soze, he's an artist I found through Finn. That was crazy. I was like,
Great.
man.
That album, bro.
Yeah,
that might be my favorite album of the year. Like, that's a full length album.
Yeah,
like,
that wasn't no EP. That's a full length project.
Full length, 40 plus minutes, and quality, like mad features. That album is so sick. And people might see Soze as an artist that comes like he doesn't pause. That drops. He doesn't drop as much as we do.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to listen, because all that culmination, how much fat he trimmed, because there's other shit outside of that that's fucking nasty that's not on the album. He trimmed that fat the most he could because that album's crazy.
Yeah.
That album's crazy.
I remember when I heard him on Bite the Bullet, I'm like, let me check this guy out, and that's what led me to that album with Finn, and I was like, damn, yo.
The Cannibal, the Beast, Beach.
Man. And I was just telling my man just the other day, I'm like, man, you know the Cloth and BBM, like these guys are like at the top of the underground, and he said, he's like, well, how come they don't collaborate with Griselda? I'm like, whoa, they did. I'm like, Asun has a song of Conway. He's like, no, he's like, I mean Griselda right now, and then. When I heard that interview, I didn't even tell him. So he's gonna see this, and he's gonna be like, "What?" So
we're ready, man.
So man, I've been waiting for this since the first time I talked to Danielson when I brought it up. I'm like, you know the way that Conway, Westside Gun, and they all like inspired this movement we're in. He's like, I can't wait for you to collaborate with them, and then just to see you got this. I'm like, yo, like this is all coming together.
All coming together, and down the line, all those. You're gonna see the list of features. We're collaborating with a lot, everyone. There's no, we haven't missed a base, and even the legends that are still playing the game. We're here, man. It's Toronto. It's our time. Our time.
Man, I hope, sooner or later you guys get that Royce 5'9" feature. I'm waiting for Royce 5'9".
Yo, Royce, he doesn't even know. I was in 2016. He came to Toronto right when I started my Surgeons, and he dropped the album. He dropped Layers. I went to the show that he came here with, and I met his DJ, and his DJ still talks every now and then. And I'm gonna work with Royce one day. That's a major. Royce is one of my favorites ever, and how he plays with the cadences. I think I'm starting to mature to his level.
That's like the like to that level of
Yeah,
maturity where you can able
yeah,
like I'm a grown man, none of this like
yeah.
30-year-old
I'm I'm,
still playing around.
I'm gonna attain that alienism, and that's when Royce will hear me. When that alienism, right now, I'm sending the signals out. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know. Royce will be one. Mark my words.
And if
I'm
you're
gonna be working
big
Royce.
fish, if you listening, maybe you can
Nah,
make that happen.
I know Bishop is listening. I see Bishop out there. Salute Bishop.
Yes,
He was there. He brings Royce all the time around there. So yeah,
oh,
you know what it is. And Bishop knows the Scarborough all day. He's tapped in. He's tapped in.
and oh no, not Bishop. My bad. I meant to say Kid Vicious. That's
Kid Vicious.
yeah,
Okay.
that's his little brother. So I call him
His
Vish.
little brother. I know Kid Vicious,
Yes, sir.
but I know I don't know him, but I know of Kid
Yeah.
Vicious. But Bishop Brigante,
Oh yeah.
he brings Royce out. Like
Yeah.
when Royce comes out here, him and Royce are closely, involved. So yeah.
He must look at that Bishop Bugatti. He must look at his album of MF Doom like cherishable.
Yeah, but Bishop Brigante and MF Doom have one.
Maybe hey, I'm gonna check this out.
It might be a different Bishop, maybe.
But I'm pretty sure it was that. But I'm gonna pull that up right here.
Pull it up.
Cause I know Doom did this album with somebody named Bishop, and come on.
It might be a different Bishop. Nah.
Oh, Bishop Nuru. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Bishop Nuru, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, totally different guy. My bad.
This is a Toronto
Yeah.
Bishop. He's still a guy. Like every time Wu comes out, every night, like Bishop. Look him up, Bishop Brigante. He's from Toronto, Section 6.
Okay.
He's an older dude. He's around Cardi's time, but like he does his thing. He's still out there. He goes when Royce did his Canada tour. He's always beside Royce.
Okay. So my bad, Bishop Gunn, if you listen right there. Hey, you never know with rappers nowadays.
You never know. Absolutely.
Especially with the same name, Bishop now too. Like Bishop
yeah.
Lamont, Bishop Nuru, Bishop Brigante.
Yeah.
Like the little.
I was like, wait, hold on, because I know Bishop Nehru for sure.
Yeah. Because I was like, wait, the guy
sure.
has a history.
Sure. I didn't want to co-sign that too quick.
So as we end this interview off now too, I think like this is like probably the longest interview that we ever did because it's gonna continue. For the people listening, if you want to hear our first interaction, there's gonna be another hour after this, but it's only audio, no video.
Audio.
So man, Asun Eastwood, man, the growth and what you're gonna do in the next 5 years, not even 5, next year. Yo, this shit's gonna be crazy. I can't wait. Anything you need, just promotion or anything, just let me know. I got you. I'm always gonna support you. Anything?
I will be hassling you. I will be there because you're important. And DM me your address.
Yes,
DM
sir.
Me your address. You'll get stuff first.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Before we go, man, I want to give you the floor's been yours for like 2.5 hours, but I want to give you the complete floor to let people know where they can find your music and how they can put some bread in your pocket.
For sure, AsunEastwood.com. Asun Eastwood, like Clint. Asun, like the sun in the sky with an A at the start. So ASUN, Clint Eastwood. AsunEastwood.com. You can directly put money in my pockets. But also just listen. I'm at the stage where I want you to listen. So Asun Eastwood on Asun Eastwood _ Toma on Instagram. Asun Eastwood on Twitter. Asun Eastwood on YouTube. Just search it on YouTube because my page actually doesn't really have too much. But if you search Asun Eastwood, you'll see interviews. You'll probably see this. You'll see all the music videos, anything I'm a part of. And my brother's on there. So Asun Eastwood, search that. Mercenary Films. All my videos pretty much with Merce. Yeah, man. You just search Asun Eastwood. You could do a Google. I Google search myself all the time.
You just put in your name on Google.
Yeah, put it on Google. You'll find something. I promise you, it'll do good for me. Even if you bought it off Discogs, if you bought it off someone else's site, if you go to Gold Arrow Music, if you go to WaveGodMusic.com, GoldArrowMusic.com. If you buy from them, you're supporting me. So wherever you go, peace. That's peace.
And man, all the websites that he mentioned to be in the bio in the bottoms for everyone who wants to support. Just click the link in the bio, man. And just like the man said, if you ain't listened to him, just take a listen. It starts with let me talk my shit. And let me tell you, you're going to go on a BBM wormhole after that.
Let's go. Let's go.
And without that, just the return of one of the best Canadian rappers, and I'm glad that he lets me document him. Man, Asun Eastwood, man. Salute, Ken. You deserve all the success in the world.
Thank you. You too. Peace, my brother.
Peace. Welcome back from Desk Blow. I have with me another talented Canadian. He's also the 5th Canadian guest to ever appear on the show. And, us Canadians gotta stick together because we got some of that dope-ass talent out there, east to west. He released Fire Project recently, too. And he also has a good discography, too, like Physics of Filth, Nimbus. So if you already know those 2 projects, I got Asun Eastwood on the phone. What up, my guy?
Absolutely. Peace. What's poppin', my dude Low? What's going on?
Not much, just getting cooked up, man. What's going on with you, my guy?
Honestly, I'm on the road right now. I'm fucking doing tons of mechanic work. I'm running cars all over the place, trying to change tires. I got wifey's car in the shop. I've been on the road all day, so you getting that rolling with Ace treatment. You're riding with me right now.
Alright, fucks with that. So let's take it back, Asun Eastwood. When did you first...
Asun.
Oh, Asun Eastwood, okay. Yeah. And that's why I love why I always do interviews, too.
Absolutely.
So as people can get corrected and stay tapped in.
Absolutely.
When did you first find your passion for music?
Oh, man, I was born with that passion, man. I got pictures. My family got pictures of me dancing and with the microphone in my hand. My grandpa on my dad's side was a marimba player. I don't know if you know what the marimba is, but it's like kind of like a xylophone, but I mean that's the closest thing you could put to it. But it's like some real Spanish shit.
Okay.
And he used to play that, and my grandma would tell me about her earliest memories of me just dancing. I always loved to dance as a kid, so yeah, the shit's born with me.
It only makes sense why you're so nice on the mic.
Absolutely, salute.
So I understand too that you take lyricalism very seriously too. And when I was doing my research on you, I understand that when you found Conway and Westside, you're like, yo, this type of rap still exists?
Absolutely. That was shout out my dude Bozak and my dude Doe. They put me on to Conway and Westside. Music was a far thought for me. After my dude died in 2013. Chops, rest in peace. We had a group called Black Mafia back in the day, and we used to rock out. Like we love hip hop. Like we have some old mixtapes that we sold in high school and shit. Nothing crazy. And then like around maybe the 2010 times when shit was going a different way, it was just I'm a businessman, so I love money and I was into property already at that time, and I also just got shot, all that type of shit, and it's just music was a far thought for me. I'd never believed in it until that renaissance of those Griselda dudes.
When you say that you had old mixtapes with your fallen Conrad, R.I.P. to Chops, you still listen to those old mixtapes, sir?
Nah, like I mean, I might listen to it because my dudes might come up and roll up and be like, "Yo, hey son, look at this," and I laugh like as a joke, like because they have the whole fucking. I recorded so much, like they have a whole fucking terabyte of music of shit. Like we used to record a lot, like a lot. So for me to come back in at 2016 was nothing because I did this. I put my 10,000 hours beyond that in, right? So yeah. I mean, I don't listen to it really. I can't lie to you. I don't listen to nothing from back then.
Okay. Hey, at least keep it a buck. That's good. A lot of people don't.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Was your name always Asun Eastwood?
Yeah. So Asun was a nickname given to me by my parents, just because I always shine like one. Like he's a son, a son. So then Chops came along. And he's like, yo, it should be A-Son. Like, Chops was really close with my family. He's like, I'm going to call you A-Son because your family calls you son. Like, a son.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So from that point on, it was just something that I had. I mean, I had other rap names. But the Eastwood part I added just because I'm from the east side of Toronto. And Clint Eastwood is one of my favorite fucking actors. Okay. And, yeah. So I just said, yo, fuck it, I'm Asun Eastwood. You know what I mean? But Asun's been my shit from time.
Okay. See, I like how you gave the background on the Eastwood, too. I never knew that you were into, like, acting movies, too.
Oh, for sure. Clint Yo, Clint is so fire that like his ignorance is so real. Like he'll be racist as fuck, and you still love him. Like Gran Torino is my shit. That movie is my shit.
Have you ever thought about sampling certain quotes from movies like that, Asun?
Hey, now I did. I gotta tell these producers to I gotta hit a Future Wave and say, yo, Future Wave, let's get some Eastwood, some Clint Eastwood.
Here's Gran Torino. Just watch this a couple times. Tell me what you think.
For sure, absolutely.
I was curious too. When you're getting inspired to rap, getting inspired to write too, do you have to like ride around in the car with beats? Do you have to walk around the neighborhood, or do you just have to like sit in the lab and just vibe with it too? Because I understand each artist is different.
Yeah, I'm really weird. Like, I think I'm weird. I think my other side of my brain works when I'm doing something. So driving.
Yeah.
For me, all I need is 4 bars. The first 4 bars come in my head. Like, I'll never write my first 4 bars. They just appear on the beat. So it's either in the shower or while I'm driving. Nimbus was probably absolutely created driving. Like, I would pull over and write the 16 and then start driving again. I'm on the road all the time. Okay. So boom, the first 4 bars will come, be like, oh shit, I'll be playing a beat in the car. Oh shit, first 4 bars, boom, pull over, boom, boom, finish that up, go back on the road. And that would be like the process kind of by accident. And I kind of started realizing, I heard an interview, Pharrell being interviewed by Howard Stern. And he was talking about fucking most artists work out of the right side of their brain. They just don't know it. So like when you're showering, when you're doing something that you're used to doing, I'm like, yo, I guess that is my shit. So I started really like developing that because, you know, it's something I did subconsciously, but now I consciously kind of do it. Like, yo, let me load up all these beats, go in the shower, take a fucking long ass shower, you know what I mean? Load up all these beats and hit the whip. Like now it's like my shit. Like, you know, and I write in the studio. I get my vibe, and you know, the pressure cookers on the spot shit. I like doing that shit too. That shit's fly. But like when I'm really in my shit, because I'm just thinking all the time. So there's times where I scare myself because I'll drive past all this shit. I'll be driving for half an hour and be like, yo, I don't even remember passing half this shit while I'm driving because my mind is not even there. Like it's such a natural reaction. Like, you know, regular spots that I always pass by, it's like I'm not even thinking about the actual road. It's just I'm a robot, you know, and my mind would be on the music. So it's crazy.
Did you ever have to like pull over really fast? Because like, yo, this is fire what I just spoke.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The craziest, I've actually pulled over on a highway. And after a lot of times I get a lot of phone calls. So my dude will call me and be like, yo, I'm on the side of the highway right now and I'm writing some shit. Yo, let me call you back. But my dude calls me back right again. He's like, yo, did you say you're on the side of the highway? Get yourself off the fucking side of the highway before you kill yourself. Like, get off the highway, man. I'm like, oh, word, for real. Maybe I should.
It's like, yo, what I just wrote down was fire. Y'all gotta hear this.
I got the fire. It doesn't matter.
I was gonna say too, your chemistry with Daniel's son too. When I was listening to an interview by you, how you guys were making Physics of Filth, and wow, like that took me back to like hearing stories from like the Woo, because like y'all in the pressure cooker, y'all seen Future Wave make the beat on the spot.
Absolutely, man. This is the whole relationship of us is organic, so it only makes sense that the music is organic. So, like, yeah, everything has been organic. It's been successful organic. We make each other better. I mean, it's meant to be. That's God's work. That's not even, can't even plan shit like that.
And like too, like even with your guys is like even outside the music too, you guys can tell you guys have a good relationship too, because when the music comes together, it's like, wow, these guys definitely hang out outside the music.
Absolutely. Honestly, like this is stuff that people will never know. Maybe eventually, maybe someone will document it, but like when they look back on all those songs, like almost every single song, all of us are telling a story that each one of us know that happened. Like, you know, that's where we get off on. Like, yo, you mentioned that? All right, you fucking asshole, you mentioned this? Or, you know, or, yeah, you got me on that. Like, it's always something that really happens. So we relate to it on a higher level than what the people can. So it's real fire. Real fire.
I was gonna say like that artwork too. That's what a lot of things that grab me too is artwork too. So when I seen the artwork with like the little lighter knife, I was like, whoa! I was at work too, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna download this and let me just tap in
Yeah.
real quick too on my lunch break too. When I was listening to this on my lunch break, I'm like, yo, I may have to like call in sick for the rest of the afternoon. This shit's fire.
Yeah, yo, shout out 3-6. Shout out 3-6 with the all that shit is real. So, like, I remember Daniel son's like, yo, Ace, call me, like, yo, come to the pressure cooker, but bring this. I was like, all right. I don't know why you want all this, but all right. And friggin', 3-6 had the lighter knife, man. That shit is fun. 3-6 is a master of weapons, man. That man he is a blade. Shout out 3-6, blade.
Did you always grow up in? I mean, sorry, were you always growing up in Scarborough, Toronto, sir?
Yeah, so Scarborough, I've lived here for at least 3/4 of my life. So I've had a crazy. I was born in Belize, which is Central America.
Oh wow!
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, which is east of Guatemala, and I'm fully Belizean, my mom and my dad, but my mom is black and my dad's Spanish. And I came here when I was really young. And I went to a lot. We came from Belize to Scarborough, VP in Eglinton, what up? And then from there we moved so many times. Like I went to probably 9 different public schools. I can't even count. They even sent me back to Belize when I was being bad for a little bit. I went to school in Belize again after living here. That was rough at the time. Like. Now I'm westernized and you want to send me back to this third world country to go to fucking school. That shit was rough. But necessary things that had to happen. When you're young, you don't know what your parents are really going through. So
yeah.
When you get older, you appreciate the things they do. But at the time, I was whatever. But most of my life has been in Scarborough. If not Scarborough, it was in Pickering, which is east of Scarborough. So it's always been in the east. And if not, I was in Markham as well, Richmond Hill, Markham, which is north of Toronto. So I've been everywhere except for the West End. It's all been Scarborough pretty much.
I was gonna say that's where I'm in, all around the West End too, and like that's where I noticed like all this music coming from the East is like, yo, this lyricalism it is at an all-time high, which it always should have been instead of all this other shit coming out.
Hey, I mean, there's room for everything, but I get you, I get you.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because like people, I love music with meaning behind it, and when artists put like stories and like storytelling abilities that shows off their, it's like, yo, this guy's like a Jedi master in training.
Absolutely, I take pride in that. I like meticulous shit. Anything meticulous, it just I like that shit. Like my mom always told me when I was a kid, like you just love numbers. Like I had the family, basically, fantasy basketball or fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
That didn't exist until computers, obviously. But like when I was like 10 years old, my mom told me that like I basically had them all. We were doing fantasy basketball, basically. We all selected teams, my whole family, and I was keeping all the stats and everything. I like numbers. I don't know, numbers always something for me. So like anything meticulous, and I can go and research and look back and get the averages and work it out. That's been me, man. So
okay.
It only makes sense that I'll be lyrical.
For the people who are just getting in tune to your music, because I understand that you just released a fire project with thing called With All Due Respect. We'll get into that after. Can you explain Toma for the people who are just getting in tune with you, sir?
Okay, Toma. Toma is basically slang. It's Spanish. It means take, to take, or take that. So I'm saying it in a slang way. Toma means to take. But in the slang, Toma, it's like take that. So like, if I'm busting a shot at you, it's Toma.
Oh, okay.
If I'm serving you something, Toma. It's slang for that. So yeah.
I might have to start saying that now.
You got to, man. Toma, it's the movement.
Yeah, be going out later tonight. We might be saying that later, like a Toma. They're like, what?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, put the tip in her tongue and Toma. Let her know.
If they actually pick that up, I'm like, yo, okay, go listen to them, miss, and we'll talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
With you two, having such dedication to your craft too, with CDs and cassettes making a very big comeback too. What are your thoughts on that too? Because everyone has their own thoughts on that. I noticed.
I think it's fire. I think that
Like especially cassettes are coming back.
cassettes too, yeah, and I absolutely like. A lot of people buying vinyl are actually gonna play the vinyl, but I don't think too many people buying cassettes are even gonna open that. Like that's literally you're buying it as a collector's item, and I think monetizing anything is everything in this generation. This is the generation of the businessman. This is the generation of corporations and small businesses and doing for self. This is the generation. So this is just another, now we've applied it to hip hop, to golden era hip hop, underground hip hop, where it's like, yo, cassettes, like anything people can collect, like this is how it is. This is how we as Americans, even Europeans, we collect, man. We love it. Baseball cards, hockey cards. Now we're giving you something else that we can eat off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just by like the 16 minutes that we've been talking too, like I know you're not related to him though, but you might as well be. You and Danielson got like damn, like your personalities too. Like y'all sure you're not related?
Then we always say that. It's funny because the first time I met him, we got smashed. Like we absolutely got smashed. The first time I met him, which is the verse about Summer's fucking over verse, Danielson's verse was about a lot of little references were about when we first met.
Oh.
So we went to a radio station because we'd already worked on some music already, but we've never physically met. And we went to a radio station, 89.5. Shout out 89.5. And we did like a little freestyle thing on there and whatever. We're promoting something. I don't know. We might have been promoting Summer's fucking over. And no, it couldn't have been that. Because that was after. I don't know what we were promoting. Maybe I was promoting Nimbus. I don't know.
Okay.
But we went to the bar after, watched UFC, and we were so like the comfort level. Like I'm not comfortable with anybody. Like as I said just now, like I've been shot before. I've been shot by someone that was really close to me.
Yeah.
So like having that experience, it makes it harder for you to trust people, right?
Oh yeah, most
and
definitely.
I don't break like my circle's really small, but like him was like. He reminded me actually of someone I grew up with too. So it was like, yo, this is too natural. And we ended up going outside. I swear it was cold. We took like 1,000 pictures that no one's ever seen. Like, Edward was taking pictures of us, crazy angles and shit. Shout out Edward. And yo, we just had like so much things we talked about in that first meetup was like, yo, we're too similar. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a brother right there for sure. That's a brother I got for life. Absolutely.
And would you think that, like, later on in your careers, y'all reminisce on those times, too? Just, like, getting smacked the first time y'all met?
We already have things we reminisce about, but there's going to be so much more. We've had so many experiences that first experiences that we've ever had with each other pause, but friggin', yeah.
And would you say Physics of Filth was your introduction, and then after came Nimbus?
Well, actually not. Nimbus came first.
Oh, Nimbus came first.
Nimbus did come first, but I would say Nimbus came real first, like 2017, and then Hollywood Briggs, and then Physics of Filth was, I think, more my introduction because Danielson has been bubbling, and it's been like, I think people gravitated to that energy, especially that we had Summer's fucking over first out.
Yeah.
People wanted that, so like that really got the attention of people on to see me, you know what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely look at that as more of my introduction, though.
And with your recent project too, with all due respect too, what made you want to collaborate with Finn?
Finn is nasty, man. Finn, he's part of the team. Like we have a big team out here of nasty, talented people, and Finn just, I think, with me, like. Underground sound and all that type of stuff. I think Finn fits me well. But he friggin' has like his sound is way more bassy. You know what I mean? It knocks a little harder. So it's more like I think I have this little. I don't know how to alliterate it, but I have more of a popular sound. You know, maybe than some other guys. Like I'm more diverse that way. That
okay.
I can flip into to like maybe like a Dave East or like a, I wouldn't even say Meek Mill, but like, you know, like that, those type of productions that I think his is a little bit more up tempo for me. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. But Finn brought it to me and he's like, yo, I want to do this album with you, and you know, let's start rocking. I'm like, all right, let's do it, and then we killed that shit, bro.
Yeah, because I was gonna say too, with that project too, like, is that your first vinyl release as yourself as a?
Yeah.
Oh.
That is my very first, and that's what's crazy is that, like, we're gonna have maybe I shouldn't pull that out the bag yet, but this is my
please
first.
don't.
I've been featured on a bunch of other vinyls, like, you know, I'm on probably like 6 or 7 other vinyls, but as my own project, this is my very first.
Oh, you definitely got to frame that one.
Absolutely, mandatory. This is a bucket list. I never even thought I would be here with this, you know, so I'm proud of myself.
With that too, also acknowledging too that you never would have thought you would have a vinyl release too. Did somebody just hit? Did Gold Air just hit you up? They're like, yo, we fucks with all due respect. We want to put this on vinyl.
Absolutely, those dudes are actually Finn. Finn is another businessman. Like, it's his team of people. Like, it's a Sibs, Finn, Flang. It's a bunch of dudes out here that are doing business for hip hop on a whole. So it was sort of in-house at the same time. It wasn't just like someone shopping, because we believe, shout out RIP Nipsey, all money in, no money out. So like, you know, let's all fucking get the paper. Let it be for all of us. Like, so another vinyl I have coming out is bought by another company.
Okay.
And that, you know, so we got paid for that. But like, the type of paper that we're gonna make for this is gonna be a lot more, you know. So I've tried my foot in both, and I see what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like you understand on what you bring to the table as well. It's not just like, yo, I'm not bringing anything today. I'm bringing you like my passion right here.
Absolutely, you got to know your worth. You absolutely got to know your worth.
Yeah, because most people they're probably be like, well, just for the exposure, there ain't gonna be any cash. I'm like, well, what do you mean there's no cash?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, hell no. Hey,
like, you're selling stuff with my face on it.
Absolutely, like no fucking way. Early in my shit, like, I don't care. I'll put all the shit on the platforms, whatever. You just listen to my music. Like,
yeah.
The first thing is you want people to listen, right? But then it comes to a point where it's like, yo, okay, you've got a bunch of shit for free. Like, I need to start making some money. You know, I give you the samples. It's time to start making some money so I can continue doing this. You know what I mean?
And this is the thing too that I also want to tell other people out there too. Let people find your music organically, because that's how I found Asun Eastwood. I was just like fucking around listening to Danielson, and I was like, yo, this Asun Eastwood guy is fucking nice, man. I'm gonna have to like put him in title, see what he got.
Absolutely, and that is honestly, that's the purest. Like, the people that are my fans, and I don't even like saying that. Like, but like the people that support me are like fucking so true that they surprise me. Like, the DMs I get from people with the quotes of lyrics that I didn't expect they'd quote, it just boggles my mind. And you know, little things that they send me, like, yo, you know, you helped me through something. I'm like, yo, my shit is so gross. I didn't think I help anybody, but like,
but you never know.
You never know. I think living in the dark is something a lot of people do. So, you know, and we all live in the dark. We get excited about living in the dark. It makes us better.
Would you say too, with 2019 already having like a great year for the underground hip hop scene, that with all due respect too, do you plan on shooting videos for that, or do you kind of want to let the fans pick the videos that you want to shoot for it too?
We already gonna shoot video. We already got some in the bag. We're gonna shoot a couple more. I have some dope features on there, right? I got Riggs, Ito, I got Rome Streets, I got Danielson, I got Cypher Soze. So that I already have one. We put the last song on the album, a video out with that. So that's out there. But yeah, we got at least two more. At least two more is going out. One more is coming out this week, or within the next couple weeks. I gotta talk to Fid, but that's done. And then the next one is gonna be coming out anytime soon. So yeah.
I'm curious on track placement too, and what that means to you, Asun.
Yeah, I like numbers, like I said. You know what I mean? Like, I heard you say I was the 5th Canadian
Yeah.
And in Supreme Mathematics, fifth is five is power. And so that was
Oh.
powerful to me. And I've done all my projects have kind of been significant. Like this project is 9 tracks, and after 9 is the highest number, right? And after you reach 9, you get to 0 again, so that completes the cipher. So it completes everything as a whole. So this is a finale this is a finalizing of something that's going to take me to the next level. So all my other lists, like Nimbus was 9, and then I also have Danger My Ally, which was 7 tracks. And I mean, 7 is God number. So yeah, I do everything with importance. For me, it doesn't really matter to too many people, but for me personally, I like that shit.
Yeah, because like it's like what you said too. Numbers is a big thing for you too. So obviously you're gonna put that within the music as well and show it's like, listen,
Absolutely,
when you're getting 9 tracks, you're not just getting 9 regular tracks. You're going on a ride.
absolutely, absolutely.
The track that actually made me like a fan was the God Built Me Like This. You don't hear people spitting like that. Like it's rare to be vulnerable on a track like that.
I think that's the thing I got. I kind of not shy to be vulnerable. I've lived too much already, and I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. And it's funny because shout out Finn. Finn was like, Finn loved the track lyrically. He's like, I hate this beat the most.
Really?
Yeah, and he made another beat over that song. And I'm like, yo, Finn, no, this beat, it doesn't work in the vibe of the album. Like, yo, we're keeping this. I don't care. We're keeping this. And it's funny, most people love that track the most. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't know what's going to affect people. You know what I mean? But when you know the vibe is right, you kind of got to put your foot down. I'm like, nah, we're not changing this. We're not eliminating this. This one's staying, you know?
Damn,
So,
I would have. That people see, and that's why I love what artists do interviews too, because you got certain gems where the God built me like this could have sounded totally different.
totally different. Totally. And people are loving that track. That's what the funniest thing is. So yeah, I mean that's when you got to go with your heart. Those are things that you can't. Organic is everything, man. Organic is everything.
Does Finn still like that beat? I still dislike it, or now he's like, yeah, I kind of like it now.
I haven't talked to him about it recently. You know what I mean? But I plan to. I'm going to tease him about it. Absolutely.
Also,
Absolutely.
how did you hook up with Regs for customer service?
Riggs is. I mean, those are the people. Like really, Finn and Danielson did a Riggs song. No, yeah, Finn and Danielson connected with Riggs a while back, at least last year. And the Cloth and Brown Bag Money, we've been like doing the certain things that are like teamwork, like you know what I mean. And it was just this family. Like they've sent me shit over to me, and I just knock it out. And the same goes to them. Like Mooch, Mav, Riggs, the whole squad over there. Those dudes are kind of like-minded with us. We just vibe, you know what I mean? And those dudes are men of respect. Like it just oozes out people. Energy is always reciprocated. So like, I could just tell when I hear Riggs rap, his shit, that Roach's album, like he's on some grown man shit. He's talking real shit. You know what I mean? And it was a no-brainer. And for the fact that those dudes just show love like that, it's one of a kind.
Yeah. What'd you think of Hell's Roof?
Hell's Roof.
By Ito. Oh my
Come
god.
on. Ito's, Omerta. When I first heard Omerta, my god, when that dropped, I think that was one of the first vinyls I bought in this genre. Was that Omerta in 2016? I think he dropped that. That shit is. Ito's gross, man. Ito's been gross.
Especially with the Sunray track with him and Danielson.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh, it's gross. And fucking, he's been doing it for a minute too. It's not nothing new. Like Ito been rocking. I heard Ito and Vidon shit from back probably like 2013. Like maybe before that, I don't even know. But I know I've seen his name, Lil Ito. Before it was just Ito.
Yeah, it was Little Ito, but I think that's still credited on Omerta too. A Little Ito Vidon.
Yeah, Lil Ito. Yeah, for sure.
I like how he cut the little out too.
Yeah, you grow up, you gotta cut certain things out. That's why I put the Eastwood on, you know?
Yeah.
Just instead of A-side, I put the Eastwood would I. So yeah.
You would say, because this is the thing that I always wanted to know too. Mercenary too. How did you meet Mercenary?
Mercenary was introduced to me from Danielson, like Organic, another one that was like, all right. He did what's the first song he did? I can't remember it, but the other, like, I see the visuals so perfect. I can't remember the name, but yeah. And Danielson's like, yo, when you need a video, I got the perfect dude. Hit him up, you know. He's low cost, whatever. I'm like, yo, I don't care about cost. I just want my vision.
Yeah.
You know. And so I hit up Mercenary and linked up with Mercenary, and Mercenary is giving me numbers. At that time, some wild low numbers. I'm like, yo, why are you charging this a little bit? Like, I was kind of confused. Like, is he gonna make this shit look good?
Yeah.
And he came and shot it, you know. And I seen the work. We shot it in a day. This is from Nimbus. We shot a 5 pound minimum, and I had an idea. I didn't want to perform in it. I wanted to go around my block and show certain things. And we shot the whole day, and then at the end of the day, he said a number, and I was like, what? And I gave him double, but still kind of concerned, not sure what it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
And then he hit me up the next, I swear it was the same night, like later that night, like, here's the video. And this guy gave me this piece of art that was like, what the fuck? This is how you're moving? All right. Yo, Mercenary, it's only Mercenary from here on out. Like,
Yeah.
fuck anybody else. It's just Mercenary. And he's the top shooter, man. When we get together, we make some fucking classics, some cinematic shit, verified accounts. We got, yo.
I was just going to bring that one up.
So much Disposal. Watch the verified account, Disposal are all going to roll into it. We have a third video. Oh, watch when all the pieces. We're shooting real life Pulp Fiction cinematic shit, man. It's different.
Yeah, see, there's even meaning behind the videos too, I noticed. What's it like knowing that when you're shooting a video and you want to get your vision out, like, do you have to, like, sit down with them and just, like, explain, like, this is, like, what I want to do, like, I come in at this part, or you come in at this part, like, do you have to get very visual with them, or Mercenary just kind of, like, all right, man, just do your thing, I got you?
Not at all. Mercenary, you just tell him, like, the most I've done with Mercenary is say, like, this is kind of what I'm thinking, and he does everything. I don't do shit. He tells me where to move, literally, and a couple, like, verified account, like, I have no idea. And Disposal, I kind of had a certain idea, like, literally, I probably have, with Mercenary, I've probably done 7% of the work. Mercenary is doing 90%.
Oh, wow.
Literally. Maybe I might be crediting myself too much.
When you're watching a finished product, like verified account too, like what's the do you have to, like, rewatch it a couple times to be like, holy shit, that's me in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I rewatch it. We send it to the whole team, so we, like, send a little private link, and everyone's like, yo, Daniel, so hit me, like, yo, I've watched this 100 times already.
Yeah.
So the view count's already high. We have to reload it up so it comes at 0 for the people. Like, we watch it a million times.
And that's good to see that everyone in the team too uplifts each other too, because that's what makes a strong team.
For sure, absolutely.
And what's it like knowing that you have songs with somebody who is going to release his shady debut this year, Conway the Machine?
Oh yeah, yeah, we were early to the table with that, man. Shout out Bozak. 2016, I basically got I released those 3. I have 3 songs with Conway.
Yeah.
And I dropped one in 2016, October. I dropped one when they announced the deal. I pretty much dropped one like a week after that, not knowing they were even doing that. And then that was 2017. And then 2018, I put one on something. I can't even remember it. I've done so much shit. But that was early. Like, Bozak had the link, and we talked to Bozak about how they do their business, and he's like, yo, it's straight. I was like, all right. They told me some numbers at that time, and their numbers were just like Mercenary. Like, okay, this doesn't make sense, but I'll do this now. I'm a businessman, so I know it was going to make sense. And I was like, yo, just give me 3. But the one thing I did do, though, I was like, yo, I'm going to send you some tracks. I don't give a fuck about the money. I just wanted to know that you think they're fire. If they're fire, just for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, shit is fire. Like, let's go. I'm like, which one? He's like, yo, all three of them. I was like,
oh shit.
Fucking, let's do it then. And then it was done.
And then see, I like how you said that too. Like, listen to it first. Like, don't just get on it for money. Like, I want you to actually like, and if you don't like it, I can take a no.
Absolutely. It's all about no's. You gotta get used to no's. It's more no's in this shit than yeses.
Yeah, that's big facts right there. This is the thing too. I always like to ask upcoming artists too the importance of investing in yourself too.
I think that's in anything that you want to make money in. Progress is a very slow process a lot of times, but you can speed it up a little bit sometimes by investing in yourself and how much you invest in yourself. I think it's necessary for other people to take you serious. It's necessary. If you see people with businesses real estate agents, they don't just pull up to the fucking house that they're showing somebody in a broken down Honda Civic, 1990 Honda Civic. They pull up in their nice car because they have to look a certain way, so people will want to buy with them because you're representing that house that you're selling, and that's not even where they live, but it's all impressions and how it works. So it works with everything. It's the same thing. So yeah, it's a mandatory.
I like how you said that too. Brought up like that point about like with realtors too, because no one's gonna like take somebody serious to showing down like in a beat down station wagon. It's like, okay, you want this house or not? It's like, because I noticed even with some realtor, they even gift the guys like he's like, you want some flowers, some chocolates, or here's a nice Blu-ray player for your house.
Absolutely. And my first run was Nimbus, and I did shit like that. I set out mad T-shirts, PF Cutting, Eclipse. I sent them all the shit for free. I sent mad people. They rocked it. PF Cutting rocking my shit right now. Mad DJs. I sent them all out. Like, yo, here, hold that. And now, at that time, I'm sure they probably didn't take me that serious. And then now it's like, now they're just checking for me just because they like my shit. You know what I mean? They like for what I stand for. So I think respect is way more valuable than just talent.
Yeah.
You have to have respect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like talent is one thing though, but like actually having respect for one another, that's something totally different.
Totally different. That's the hardest thing to earn and the easiest thing to lose. So I value that. I covet it.
And we got PF Cunt rocking your shit. That's a big congrats right there, A-Song right there. PF Cunt used to try to produce for Sean Price, but he got that fire opium project of OC.
Oh, for sure. PF Cunt legend out here, man. Been a legend.
I'm curious too on Nimbus, cause like your recent work, with all the respect, pretty self-explanatory too. But Nimbus, is there a meaning behind that?
Yeah, so at that time when I was coming out, Nimbus is like, so I took it from Dragon Balls, you know.
Goku, okay, the
Goku,
Nimbus Cloud.
Yeah, the Nimbus Cloud, and only the purest heart can ride the Nimbus Cloud. So like when the grandpa jumped on the fucking Nimbus Cloud, he fell right through.
Yeah.
And he trained Goku too, so like it's not like he wasn't nasty, but he wasn't pure of heart. So like that Nimbus also. So then the other term for it too is like a storm cloud. So it's almost a double entendre because it's like it's not perfect. You know what I mean? A Nimbus cloud is a storm cloud. It's gray. So yeah, it was perfect to me. Like balance is everything for me. So it was a no-brainer. You know, it was something I had to do.
Well, and too, like I kind of figured there was kind of like a Dragon Ball reference too, but I just wanted to make sure before I assumed too.
Absolutely.
So I was like,
you're right.
I was like Nimbus. I'm like, I wonder if he watches Dragon Ball.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I was curious too when you get inspired to rap too. Did you ever feel like when you're writing a certain rhyme, like you're building up into like a Super Saiyan? Like it's like, okay, I started off like this, but now I'm going like crazy on this second verse.
You gas up. You honestly, like, I don't know if it reflects all the time in the music, but if you see me in the studio, I'm mad energetic. I'm a guy that will freaking sweat and everything. So like, I really gas up. Like, there's parts of my verses where I gas up, like, you know, and saying, for real.
Oh yeah, big facts right there. Yeah, because I got that vibe from your music too. I was like, wow, he's killing it on the second verse, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you're getting inspired too, like when you're just in the studio too, do you ever just throw on like a random film just to get inspired? Like let's say like a Paid in Full or something like that.
Oh, I wouldn't say I've done that in the studio yet.
Okay.
I haven't done that in the studio, but like as far as just frigate, there's one that Danielson. So Sopranos was one TV show that escaped me, and while I did, so there's one thing. With all due respect, Danger My Ally, Physics of Filth, those three albums were pretty much recorded like 6 months before they came out, right? At least 3 to 6 months before they came out. Okay, so there's a lot of time in between where the people actually get it. So in that time, I really started watching The Sopranos, and I never watched it in the real time. I watched it after, and that shit, especially for Physics of Filth, that shit was in my brain. So I was a zombie, a Sopranos zombie. That like I swear I was quoting Tony every second, like in real life. You know what I mean? I hit the Italian sandwich spots and eat Italian sandwiches just because I'm watching this shit. Daniel said, I called Daniel son, and he'd be laughing like, "Yo, this guy's really Tony right now." And fucking yeah. So like the movies definitely inspire me, man. That's real life. Like you hear all the rappers, they rap about the Paid in Full. Like
Yeah.
because you watch that shit. I've watched those movies 100 times. Like that's what happens. You know what I mean?
I like how you said The Sopranos too, because most people they missed that and they got into it after. Like, see, with me, I never was in tune of The Wire or Oz. I got into all that shit after. And I was like, what the fuck was I missing? But like, I don't live like this. But did you ever see The Wire?
Yeah, I watched The Wire real time. I watched The Wire real time. Like I got the Hood bootlegs. I probably got the first season Hood bootlegs, but like after that, I had like the box that you get illegal cable back then. This is like 2000, so
Yeah.
early 2000s. Yeah, I watched that shit real. The last 3 seasons I watched real time. Absolutely.
Yeah, because Stringer Bell, man, like some of the things that he was talking about in that too, I was like, yo, I could do that too.
Facts. That's what Stringer Bell was trying to make the business legal, and that's a big thing. Like I remember seeing those are influences. I'm like, yo, can't do this shit forever. Gotta get legal out here.
Yeah. And then especially with Avon too, when he's like, I want all my corners and trying to show him the bigger picture.
For sure. Him and Marlo, classic wars, man.
Yeah.
Classic. That's a classic. You can't repeat those type of shits. Those are classics.
Yeah, and also, so with The Sopranos too, do you have a very favorite season that you just always remember that season?
That's hard, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a fan. You know, like I watched that shit in friggin' probably a month. So like, I have to rewatch. Like I'm planning to rewatch it again. Like, to me, it was all running on. So it was just like I never stopped and like, oh, now I'm on season 2. Like,
yeah.
I remember calling Danielson, telling him what's going on. He's like, yeah, you're at season 3. I'm like, that's season 3? Like, oh, okay. I was just literally watching everything, not even eating sometimes, just waking up to this shit. Like, yo, put on Sopranos. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna have to like tell you later on that one because I don't know exact. To me, the whole shit is just a big movie that's perfect. I don't like when the kids get older though. I don't like it too much. Like when near the ending, I was like, yo.
It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, too much. But when the early seasons, like the dirtbagness.
Oh my God.
That's why we named it Physics of Filth, because it was just that was a Sopranos was a real influence to this shit because it was just so filthy. We even have some cuts from Sopranos on that album.
I was gonna say too, yeah, it did sound like you guys sampled that season too.
Future Wave just fucking mixes it up so you can't really tell, like screws up the voice and shit, but we definitely did.
Some of your influences. I'm curious, Asun.
My influences, musically or life?
Well, that's a good one right there. You just stopped me right there. Let's go with the life one, actually.
Life influence, that's my dad, easily. That's number 1 spot. I don't think anything nothing else matters after that, really. Like there's tons of people that influence you in many different ways, but my dad, I don't idolize people. Like that's just something I can't do. Like
Yeah.
I'm a fan of people for sure, but not in a way that I can be that level. Like, you know, I feel like Jigga is one of my favorite rappers, Ghostface one of my favorite rappers, but I know if I walk in the room with one of those dudes, I'm not gonna fan out like that typical way. You know what I mean?
You probably be like, oh shit, that's Jay.
Yeah. And they probably look at, but not even to look at it that way. Like, just for me to just be like, you know, the regular people. I just know people breathe the same air I breathe, so it doesn't hit me the same way. But it'd be my dad. Musically, like I just said, Ghostface, Jigga, obviously. I have really weird like Saigon. Saigon's a very
Warden shots. I love it.
Yardfather 1.
Oh my god, Yardfather 1. Return of the Yardfather.
Yardfather 1, I'm probably the only rapper that I can say every lyric for. Like, I can't repeat some of my own lyrics sometimes. But Yardfather 1, I could put that on today and probably recite every lyric. And that was a time, that's probably like 2001. Stack Bundles, I really fuck with, and those, like, all through the times, you know, the whole Dipset shit I fuck with, but Stack Bundles in particular. I love Bigavelli too.
Free to Wave.
Before that, Ghostface Rick. Well, I'm a Woo baby, so I have every Woo shit on earth. Like, as far as CDs, my CD collection for Woo is like everyone, like Killer Priest, Woo Syndicate.
Oh my God, Woo Syndicate! Shout out to Woo Syndicate.
Yeah, that album has probably like changed my life. That one for sure. I even have the Jewish cat, Proof in the Menachem.
Oh shit!
Remedy. I have his album. Yeah, I have Figure. I was such a Woo baby, man. I loved everything Woo. They released it. I copped it on CD. Like, that was like my drugs in those times. You know what I mean?
You know what's actually very hard to find nowadays is the Killer Army CDs.
Word.
And Shaheem. Shaheem's.
Shaheem, I have all Shaheem, Rugged Child.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's classic.
Like Bow Wow on the front cover of the black cover.
Yeah. And he was young as hell, like 14 on that.
Yeah, and he was rapping on some different shit. Like, could you imagine rapping like this kid is? If a kid came out like that right now, how he would take the world? Shaheem, what he was rapping about at 14? What the fuck?
He's like, where did this guy come from?
Yeah, he's an alien for real, if you really think about it. Too bad he never had that longevity. He got into he was really in the streets.
Oh, yeah. Because I keep seeing stuff on him, too, in the streets. It's like, damn, Shaheem. You nice as a kid.
Yeah.
And I like how you said Woo Syndicate. They were actually some of my very first guests, too. We had a wild episode during that one. Yeah, shout out to Woo Syndicate. Malice Guy, Joe Mafia.
Oh, my God. That's big time, man. Salute to you, too, for making that happen. That's dope.
Hey man, like you said, I just have a passion for lyrics, man, and like most people, that's why when you said Saigon, Woo Syndicate, I was like, this guy's like almost like me when it came to digging, because you obviously were like, you loved, like, how the hell did you find Saigon?
Yeah, well, I lived in those times, so like absolutely, like, you know, showing my age, I guess, a little bit, but like Saigon was like, you don't understand. I listened to Saigon like back to back, like we run the CD nonstop. My homie had a Parisian, which is a big fucking like 86 Parisian, a big boat whip, and I dropped out of school, so like I was such a nerd. Like, I dropped out of school to go around to other schools to fuck with girls. Like,
hey, me and you both, my G.
but fucking, I did that shit, and we just played Saigon, bumping out this whip with big fucking 12s in it. And we'd be playing East Coast music. Like, not even playing, like, the crazy shit. We'd be playing Saigon. I know, we love lyrics, man. Like, for sure. Vado, like, of those class, like, all those type of people, man. Like, every time they came out, I was on top of my mixtape shit. When those times were around, like, LimeWire and Napster times, like, my mixtape game was very heavy. I was nasty.
Okay, so you definitely dug, like you definitely heard, like, the Petey Crack Torture mixtape. Oh, God.
Se tu quieres mujeres. Yo, Petey Crack is my dude, man.
He appeared on the show, too.
Oh, fucking Petey.
Oh
Those
shit.
are like two of my favorite people. Like they were, and Petey Crack is like a Latino. That shit, he was mad influential to me. His flows
Yeah.
were crazy patterns. Yo, Petey Crack is that dude, man. Check.
Even like his recent work too, like Bobby's World or like Intermissions, like yo, Crack, you still got it, my guy.
Word. I don't doubt it. I should take that shit in. I never paused. I should take that. I never did though. I gotta listen to that.
So I was curious too. With your mixtape, like, cause you said your mixtape game was A1 too. Do you still have like a lot of those old files on your iTunes or something like that? That you're like, yo, this shit stays on here for life.
Like I don't have not on like the actual files, but they're absolutely on CDs stored somewhere. I have like an old iPod Touch or iPod, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what. Well, all the classics on that, I bet.
Yeah, I have mad like external hard drives and shit because all my computer get aged like at some point.
LimeWire fucks your shit right up.
Yeah, LimeWire fucks your shit up. The porno fucks your shit up. Tons of shit fucks your shit up, man.
Yeah, LimeWire definitely give your computer AIDS.
definitely get AIDS from LimeWire. Absolutely.
I was curious too, Asun too. With you being such a genuine individual and a humble soul too, when you're writing too, do you ever write something that just like you had the most fucked up day and you wrote this song? It's like, yo, it's not that bad actually.
Absolutely. Oh, like I've written it and been like, yo, it's not that fucked up after writing it.
Yeah, it's like my life. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That I think that's where most of my shit. If you listen to my shit, I don't think I'm a punchline rapper. I'm not really that. All my shit comes from experiences, and I might give you a punchline or a metaphor in the shit.
Yeah.
But like it's naturally comes. Like I'm more of like a storyteller. I tell you shit that I've been through, and if it hasn't been me, it's been very close to me that it might as well been me. But to be honest, everything that you're hearing has I've been through, and I have tons of stories. Like this catalog is not ending, so I've lived a long life in my short life, and that sometimes I cry with my shit, and this is what's funny. So, like my girl I've been with for like 8 years.
Oh wow,
like
salute.
For a long time, right? And this is before I started rapping again. I used to when she's just a girl coming to sleep over here and there and shit, we go fuck, and then she fall asleep. I go outside my computer and write. Like I play beats, like beat on beats, or like other people's beats and freaking write. And she come out one time like, yo, you rap? I'm like, nah, I don't rap. I just do this shit. Like it just feels good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And I wasn't even recording at that time. That's how this shit is so much inside me, but this is who I am. I can't escape it.
Yeah, because even like that story too, it's like you just write and she came out your ass like, nah, I just like it because I'm doing it because it just feels good. That's great, yo. That's mad. It's because you're telling your story through your music, and
I am. It's a hard balance because I'm vulnerable as shit. Even vulnerable to someone that wants to do something to me, like or wants to catch me. So like it's so much that's even a battle for me after I release work. I get so much emotion when I'm releasing it. Like, yo, I'm giving these people me. So it's like a battle too. Like, yo, should I really give them this? Like, So yeah.
Because like I'm putting everything out there.
Yeah, I'm mad vulnerable.
But that's what makes a timeless artist though, is being vulnerable.
Absolutely. I think that gives longevity.
Well, with that being said, Asun, I think this is a perfect way to end this interview. But before we end this too, I asked this question to people like General Steel, Buckshot, Petey Crack, Razkaz, like Wu Syndicate, MC Shan, Master Ace. This is something that I want to get your answer on.
You put the pressure.
I'm sorry. But here's the thing though, so it takes the pressure off. Nobody can answer this question the same because everybody's unique in their own ways. So with that being said, do you have any words for somebody in a dark place trying to see the light?
Yo, everyone, this is what I said. Okay, if you're in a dark place, everyone hits a dark place. And the some point. What you got to, the best thing to do is learn from when you were in that dark place and learn why you ended up in that dark place. And when you get there again, eliminate all those things that put you there. So for me, it was friends. For me, it was family even. For me, it was activities, habits. You know what I mean? And when you see that those things are the reason you cut them out, you feel great. And listen to our music. Listen to the music. That will help you with the dark place because you're not alone. We go through it. So listen to Asun Eastwood. Listen to Danielson. Listen to all our fucking peers. Listen to Soze. Listen to Black Nazi. Listen to Ito. Listen to Crime Apple. Listen to Briggs. Listen to Mooch. Listen to Estinac. Listen to Al Divino.
Damn,
all
this list is crazy.
Crazy list because those are our peers. We communicate with these brothers. We're all trying to make this move happen because every time, and listen to Griselda, those dudes that when they win, we win. You know what I mean? Because we're doing the same thing, and like we might not be doing it at their level, or no matter what. When you have different, just like ice cream, when you have different fucking flavors, you're gonna find something else you like too. You don't always have to eat vanilla every day or chocolate every day. There's gonna be other shit there for you to try within the same product and the same cloth. And we do that, man.
That's
Everyone
big
hits that
facts.
dark space.
That's big facts right there. With that being said, that's a very good answer, Asun. I just want to say, like, I hope somebody who really fucks with your music gets to hear that, and hopefully it helps them too, because sometimes even with outside the music, just by hearing somebody say what you just said too about eliminating everything that made you down in that dark place before, you never know what that can do to somebody.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that you would like to plug in, Asun? Once again, appreciate it, my guy, because I can't wait to see what you have in the future. You're welcome back anytime.
You're gonna, and you can hit me up anytime too. We have so much shit coming. Like I said, everything's in. I've done everything 3 months and 6 months later. So what I have in the clip, like this is what the thing. With all due respect, is all the shit to me. So like that's why it's even hard too to release because I'm like I'm way better than that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the shit we have coming. Like I don't even want to put this shit out there because it'll get people too excited. But I got some shit coming, collab shit with people that you wouldn't even people at the top of everyone's list. The top person on your list right now in underground music, I got a collab album with. So
I think I know who that is.
And then freaking I got tons of shit coming, man. I got projects. Shout out my dude Wisdom, another Scarborough dude. I got something coming with him. My Squad, Formula 16, Doe, BX. Shout out all those dudes. But yeah, the main plug is golderamusic.com. Get with all due respect, bundles, vinyl. Get the download for free. I don't give a fuck. Just listen and support if you can. I'm out here. I'm going to continue being out here. Love me or not. I just got good energy for everybody until you don't have it for me. And that's what it is, man.
It's all about energy you put into the universe, Asun. With that being said, though, Asun's the 5th Canadian guest to ever appear on the show, and he gave one hell of an interview, too. So, with that being said, it's another classic interview from the Desk Glow featured Asun Eastwood.
Peace.
Peace.